Hey, what's going on, guys? Just trying to see how to fix the video quality. But we're starting on what's it called? Hmm. Do any of you guys stream? Do you guys know how to get like at least 1080p for the video streaming? A7S3 on OBS 1080p. I'm trying to see like how to get it to go into higher quality. It seems like it's only 720p. Yeah, I'm using OBS right now. It looks really clean on my end, but when I'm watching the video live, like on YouTube right now, it looks subpar, to say the least. Okay, wait a second. You're getting 1440p? Is it actually? No, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't look that crispy on my end. Fair enough. Okay. I'll take your words for it. All right. So first of all, some housekeeping. Thank you very much, everybody, for 6,000 subscribers. Honestly, you guys are like you guys are killing it. Thank you for like liking the videos, trying to get them up there, and getting them viewed so that what's it called? I'm able to put out more for you guys. So today's discussion is gonna be anything that you guys want to ask me. Again, it's just like the regular AMAs. I know you guys, some of you guys messaged me like, "Damn, I missed it. I wanted to ask you something." The reason I don't really reply in DMs is because I don't really have that much time. Okay, I have to put some sort of barrier, otherwise, I just get way too many questions, and a lot of them are easily like like you can Google it and get the answers, or you can literally go on like YouTube and get the answers. So I try to kind of, you know, dedicate my time to either customers, patrons, or friends and family, because I actually don't really have that much time. So that's why I don't really reply to messages. I hope you guys don't take offense to that. It's just a way for me to filter out a lot of the noise that comes with, having a small online presence. Like, I don't know how PokeRev does it. I'm sure like he hired somebody to do his messages, but for me, I just can't do it. So at the moment, it's not feasible. So I have to basically just turn it off. All right, so let's see some questions that you guys have. So yeah, you guys can ask me anything, and um, I might have a surprise for you guys at the end of the stream. All right. All right. So let's see. What's an AMA? It's an Ask Me Anything. Looks clean on my end. Sup, man. Love your videos and collection. Insane, bro. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. If you had to pick a Yu-Gi-Oh to propose to your wife to a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh, if you had to pick a Yu-Gi-Oh card to propose to your wife with, which card would it be? Um, I don't know, probably something cute. Probably something cute. Let me see. She has a binder right here. That's basically all like cute cards and stuff. So let me just see which one I would choose. And let me just fix the camera. Okay. Okay, that should be. I can't reach it from here. And I don't know how to set autofocus right now. I have to look it up, man. Probably like rescue rabbit or something. Rescue hamster or something like that. Scapegoat maybe. Puny penguin. Maybe something with Melfi's. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I would use. All right, next. Love your vids. Thank you very much. Are you using OBS? Yes, I am. I'm getting 1440p. Like I know I'm outputting that, but the image quality just doesn't seem to be that level. Hey there. Hope your day is going well. Thank you, man. I'm getting 420p. Congrats, mine looks good. Congrats. If you could only keep 5 cards, what would they be? My G3, my Festa, a few of my DDSs, my Magic Formulas, and my LOB Blue Eyes. I hope they eventually make a Chaos Emperor Dragon Ghoster. That would be interesting. I don't think they would though. Just started my collection. Just want your opinion on my first buys. Got Ultimate, First Ed, Elemental Hero, Thunder Giant, Phoenix Enforcer, Evil Hero, Inferno Wing, and Destiny Hero Dasher. That's great, man. Those are great picks. I think Ultimate Rares are probably some of the best singles that you can buy in most collections, if I'm being honest. You're already on 6.4. You've been blowing up. Congrats, man. You deserve it. Yeah, I've started to slow down though. I mean, I noticed that there was a little bit of slowing down in my videos. I asked MBT this question and he chose Lil D. That's hilarious. I don't know who MBT is though. Are you friends with Ruxin34? I wouldn't say like I'm close friends or anything like that. I know him, he knows me. I follow him, he follows me. Sort of like that kind of. It's just like he knows of me, if that makes sense. I need to turn this that way so I'm in the middle. Okay. But yeah, I've done business with him, quite a bit of business actually. Is YouTube a dream job of yours? Not really. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm kind of like the, as long as I'm not employed, that's I'll take whatever comes my way. Are Starlights a good buy for the future? Absolutely, I think so. Where do you think Ghost Rare Dark Magician Girl's price will drop to after this set hits? I'm debating single or rip for that RNG. I don't know what that means, but I would estimate probably like around the $500 to $600, depending on how hard it is to pull. We don't know so far yet. Hey man, how you doing? I'm good, man. Do you believe they will reprint old sets, LOB to LODT or something like that again anytime soon? Maybe. I wouldn't put it past Konami to be honest with you, but I don't think they will reprint first edition. Are you gonna do a top 10 cards to get like with the items? Yeah, I have plans to do cards, but I am gonna space out my top 10 videos because I don't want to kind of just keep putting out top 10. I don't want to be a top 10 channel. I have another video I'm working on right now that is pretty big. Like, I think in my opinion it has a lot of information in it. Are you going to collect the new Bandai One Piece TCG if the cards look nice? I might pick up one here or there. I mean, I have a couple favorite characters from One Piece, so I'll definitely pick some stuff up. If they do like a nice Gold Roger, I would love that. I love Gold Roger, so yeah. My daughter's 9 years old. What's one card I can buy right now I can give her to set up a college fund? I have no idea, man. I don't have a crystal ball. Hey, bud, where are you from originally? I'm from Syria. I'm from the Middle East. How much did you pay for your giant tour guide? I have one as well as a giant Leviathan dragon. Not sure what I'm at. Well, I paid like 3,200 for this one, so that's what I couldn't really find it for cheaper, but I have more of these coming actually. It's just a sneak peek for you guys to see it in the future. But yeah, I paid like 3,200. I don't think Leviathan will get as big as this because this, in my opinion, I think this and Rescue Rabbit are probably like the best cards in terms of giant cards that they've released, other than like maybe BLS from Invasion of Chaos or Dark Magician of Chaos like DMOC from Invasion of Chaos. I don't really think any other giant cards top this one. That's why I went with this one. This is like meta relevant today. You can still use it today. It was probably the most expensive card back in the day, like in the 2010s era. So, in my opinion, I think that Tour Guide is probably like the best giant card you can get aside from Rescue Rabbit. How much did you pay for your giant? I already paid. Answer that. Does a card with some weak corners can still pull a PSA 9? Yeah, anything can pull a PSA 9. I bought a case of GFTP2 with the 5 boxes, but I want to keep it sealed. Is it worth holding GFTP2 into the future in the value sense? I don't know, but I do know that there's people that ordered like 60 cases, so good luck. What's your favorite Karibo? My favorite Karibo is probably like the Winking Wing Karibo. I like that one. Will you ever do giveaways to subscribers? I might do like 10K giveaway, if that makes sense. I wouldn't do like for like 5K or something like that. This is so cool, bro. Thank you very much. Oh, Ella Bell. That's my sister right there. What card or cards would you want to do? Would you want as an ultimate rare that don't have an ultimate rare version? A lot of the crystal beasts, I think a lot of the crystal beasts deserve ultimate rare, even though they don't look the same anymore. I think that crystal beasts deserve ultimate rares just so you can have the full set. So yeah. Did you pick up that CRV sheet? I'm in a bidding for it. I think it closes in 2 days. I'm not gonna pay more than 15 though. I think that already is like way above what I think it's worth. So yeah. Does your in real friends find it weird you collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I don't have in real life friends. But the ones that I do have, they know of Yu-Gi-Oh or they played Yu-Gi-Oh themselves. So yeah. Also like, I don't really advertise it too much. Like not a lot of people know what I actually do. So yeah, nobody really knows that much about me in terms of like, other than like a few close friends. You used to do statue reviews. Have you stopped collecting statues? Yes, I have. Yes. I don't collect them anymore. They're just, I don't have enough space anymore either. Anyway. Thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule movies. What about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movies? I haven't really seen them other than the 1999 one, so I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I don't really have any thoughts. I like this setup, Omar. Very, very well done. Thanks. Love your rare items. I only collect Pokemon, but the rare stuff you have is the reason why I collect. I love the hunt. Exactly. That's what it's called. That's what it's all about, right? Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, they're called rare hunters, right? That's what we are. What's your opinion about the sweepstake prize cards? As in like the Joan and those guys? It's all right. I mean, they're definitely niche, and I wouldn't go that ham on them, to be honest. Do you own any retro pack one cards? I have like a few. I have a few of them. I have Harpy Lady, Copycat. I would like to get a set one day, but I've been too busy and I don't really have the what's it called? I don't really have the time. Have you heard of MetaZoo? What do you think about it? Um, I think MetaZoo is like a modern day pump and dump. Like it's not. I don't really. I'm not trying to diss anybody who likes it. If you like it, that's cool. I just hope that you're not in it for the value because it's not going to retain it long term. So hopefully that's kind of a good summary of what I think. I think it's if you like it, that's cool. If you're trying to invest, I would put my money elsewhere. I see somebody selling a zombie world structure deck display on eBay with a seal that doesn't look say Konami on it. That's kind of sus, isn't it? Um, I didn't really go that deep into structure deck stuff, so I'm not really sure. I can't really I can't really say anything about it. I'd have to examine the seal myself. If I send me a link if you want, like if you're trying to pick it up, crispy, send me a link and I'll take a look at it for you. I know that send it on Patreon. I know you're on there, so send it on there and I'll take a look if you're trying to pick it up. What do you think about the Japanese promo Duelist ID card with the Millennium Puzzle artwork? Any idea the total number of copies distributed? A lot. That's all I'll say. A lot. So that card was like PSA 10, maybe $100. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to pick it up. If you're trying to pick it, if you're trying to get one like for your collection for fun, I think it's very cool. Honestly, like it's a pretty badass card. But as an investment, I would not say that that's a wise investment because there's so many of them. No offense, but do you even play Yu-Gi-Oh or do you just collect? No, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. I was too poor to play when I was younger, and when I got older, I got too old to play. I just collect for my childhood. That's it. And that's not offensive to me, bro. You have the right to ask. Congrats on 6K plus, man. Your content is the epitome of quality. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Do you think they will eventually bring Ultimate Rares back? I prefer those over Ghost Rares for the most part. I like Ghost Rares and I like Ultimate Rares, but I don't like the new ones. I just think that the quality of them doesn't look that good. Like when you hold the Stardust or Black Rose Dragon, like the way that those cards pop is way better than anything that the modern game has to like bring. So to me, like I don't buy stuff after 2014. I've already said it 100 times. I'm making a video literally on this topic right now. I don't really buy stuff after 2014. So that's kind of like where I drew the line. Some people, they really like them. And I mean, I don't blame you. I think some of the cards are great, but to me, I just can't. It doesn't look as clean as the original Ultimate Rares. Or maybe it's just like, you know, my boomer in me talking, right? So yeah. Hey, Strictly Sealed, love your content. What product do you recommend for protecting and or displaying loose booster packs? So for loose booster packs, I use card savers. Like I just use the regular card savers. I put the pack in. I'll actually give you an example right now. Give me a sec. So this is what I use right now. I have like one of those team bag things, okay? I put the pack in there, in the card saver thing, and then I just put it in the bag, okay? It's not gonna really save your pack from bending if you decide to bend it, but for me, I think this is the best that we have right now. I'm considering making something for these, but I don't know like the logistics of it. I don't really have an idea or conception in my mind as to how I can further protect this thing, you know, without making literally a box to put it in, which is not worth it, right? So I don't know so far, but that's what I use at the moment. Do you own that super expensive Harpies feather duster? Yeah, the TP8. Yeah, I have a PSA 10 as well as a couple PSA 9s. Good to know. Thanks. Let me stick with my Yu-Gi-Oh. Hi from Italy. Love your channel. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your support. Are you still liking your platinum blue eyes? No, I got rid of it. I don't like it. I like it. I just don't like it enough to justify the price. If that makes sense. Let me just do the focus thing again. There. Kind of ghetto ass setup is that? What table, cover, or surface? Oh, it's just a print design. You can go on Amazon and find it. Just look up photo backdrops, and you'll see it for sale. It's like $30 or something. But it doesn't fit any tables, so keep that in mind. Like I have to specifically focus the camera so that it doesn't bleed, if so that the other stuff doesn't bleed. Who was the main antagonist of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters? I would say probably Bakura or Yami Bakura. Hey man, really happy to see your channel growing. Your content is top tier. You deserve all the stuff coming to you and then some. Thank you so much. Honestly, that means so much. Really, I'm truly humbled, man. Have you ever watched Code Geass? It's right up your alley. Yeah, it is right up my alley. It is. What do you do for a living? I sell cardboard, man. That's what I do for a living. Do you have any cards from the FTK game? You mean like the Spanish? No, I don't have the Spanish ones, but I have the English ones, yeah. Any idea on the pull rates of Japanese volumes 1 to 7? Yeah, it's one ultra rare per box. Don't hit me with the binder. Oh, favorite set out of the original Legacy sets? I like Magician's Force and Meta Raiders the most. I recently got into, as well as Labyrinth of Nightmare. I really like Labyrinth of Nightmare too. I recently got into collecting the game promos and was bummed at how difficult it will be to get those card almanac ones. Yeah. Those card almanacs are probably some of the rarest cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, like especially the English ones. It's unbelievably hard to get. So I made a video on them, guys. If you want to check out what I'm talking about, just look up card almanac on my channel, and yeah, what's it called? I definitely recommend you guys check that out. That's one of the rarest things in the hobby. What about the volume sets with ultimate rares or ultra parallel rares? I'm not sure about those. I haven't really opened them. I have to do my research on those. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. But I do know it's one ultra per box. What YouTuber inspired you to make videos? It was more like the lack of videos that inspired me to make videos. Like for me, I'm the type that tries to always plug gaps in whatever was missing. And I really feel like there's a lot of uh, missing content in terms of just history of Yu-Gi-Oh product. There's a lot of history and archetype. Like for example, there's that guy that has that accent. The guy who says summon, you know what I'm talking about? Instead of summon, he says summon. I don't remember his YouTube channel, but I watched like so many of his videos about the like archetypes of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I thought like his channel was super unique. But what's it called? Yeah, I basically was just looking around for information, and I felt like it was missing in terms of high quality presentation. There are some where they discuss some cards, but there's nothing that kind of attracts the eye appeal of a regular person. So I was just like, all right, I'll do it then. And I just started learning how to edit videos, how to shoot videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I did. I remember you put up a video of a house burning down a few months back. I think I saw it from my condo, 24th floor. Was it North York area? I'm pretty sure it was North York area. Yeah, I was like driving on the highway and I just see like this big ass smoke. It was like crazy. And I was like, wow, like let me go investigate. And I just went there and like it was unbelievably big. Like I had never seen a fire like that before in my life. But yeah, that was the North York area. I don't live there. It's just I was driving by and I was like, wow, like I saw the I saw the fire literally like so far away. Like it was crazy how far away it was. Is your wife a collector herself? Not really, no. She collects other stuff, just not cards. But actually she collects like cute stuff. Like I don't know if that video will even do well, but I don't know. Like I might do a video on where we talk about like her collection. Do you have any knowledge on Korean boxes? Konami letting them reprint older sets? Yeah, they're reprinting that bad boy like crazy. Do you have any knowledge? I used to live beside the area. Oh, that's cool, man. The Yu-Gi-Oh market was basically flat until early 2020 and then went insane. Where do you see it going now? I wouldn't say it was flat. I just wouldn't say that it was like parabolic like in 2020. So I would say the Yu-Gi-Oh market was like this, okay? Where the cards were appreciating, but maybe like you get like 10%, maybe 5% a year in the cards. But after 2020, because the printing press went up, basically they like the cards went like woof, and they shot up completely. Now I definitely see it going back down to earth, and then the only people who can stay in the hobby are the ones that are truly passionate about the cards. Like you're gonna see a lot of like the people that buy something and then try to sell it next month. They're not gonna be able to survive because they're not gonna get their money back for the most part. How much easier would it be to do what you do if you lived in the States? It would be, hmm, actually, honestly, it might be a little bit harder because the thing is this, I don't charge tax, and that's why I can't sell to Canadians. So for the most part, I don't really sell to the people of my own country. I have to sell to the outside because if I sold here, I have to charge tax, and I'm not against. I'm against that whole concept in general. So if I was in the States and I was selling the way that I sell, I would definitely have to report, like I have to charge tax to everybody, and I'm not about that life. So I guess the fact that I'm in Canada and my biggest audience is in the United States, it kind of is a blessing for me, if that makes sense. Because if I was in the States, I would only have to sell to Canada and the rest of the world. I wouldn't be selling to anyone in the United States. So yeah, I'm very lucky that my audience is in a different country, so that I don't have to charge them tax. So that's the easiest part, and then the hard part is basically just getting the shit into my country. That's the that's the challenge because our customs are a bunch of scumbags. If Kaiba faced Merrick in Battle City finals, who would have won? Probably Merrick. Why do Korean boxes get reprinted? Do you think Konami will reprint older sets again like they did with Legendary Collection? They might. I don't see like why not. I wouldn't put anything past Konami, to be honest with you. Do you think Yu-Gi-Oh will ever make full art cards? I hope that they don't. I hope that they stay to that. Or I mean, now they can do whatever they want. I don't really care. I'm not collecting it, but um, I like back then. I would have hoped that they keep the same thing because I like the layout of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think that they did a really good job with it. Facts. Tax is insane. It is, man. Taxation is theft. But you know what's actually insane is taxation on eBay because I'm selling used items. Like that's literally the government double dipping on tax. Like I paid tax on the card, okay, and I'm keeping it in my collection, and then I go to sell it and I charge tax again. That makes no sense. What do you think about Zexal Ghosts and Ultimates? Zexal overall is underrated in my opinion. You said you don't buy after 2014. But you're buying GFTP too, right? I have like a case coming in, but not for like collection or investment purposes. I do it to like either sell or open myself or something like that. Like I don't really do it. Like I open it and I sell. I don't really collect anything past 2014. Do you collect any Starlight rares? In my opinion, they're top three favorite rarity. I love Starlights, and that is something. Once they start dabbling in like vintage cards in Starlights, I might come back and start collecting because I love Starlight rares. I totally agree with you. I think they're some of the best. Um, yeah, excuse me. In my opinion, I think they're genius rarity. So yeah, I think they did an amazing job on them. It's just right now they don't do any cards that are like in my forte, so there's really no reason to even look at them. But if they did something like Dark Magician Girl, you bet your ass I'm gonna be buying one. So what would have to come out right now for you to collect and invest in? Just Starlight Rare vintage cards, Starlight Dark Magician Girl, Starlight Blue Eyes, stuff like that. What are you drinking? Water. Do you plan on opening anything special? I have an opening in mind coming up. Again, I'm trying to keep my YouTube channel not a pack opening channel. I plan to keep it more intellectual based, if that makes sense. Because I guess not only because like I want to make it like this, it's just because like I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the guy that I don't have that Ruxin charisma or that Team Samurai charisma where they can just like, you know, get super excited. I just don't have that, if that makes sense. Like I don't get that excited about a lot of things. Um, so yeah, like it's just it wouldn't work out for me. I mean, I'm gonna be like who? I'll be a more monotone Cyber Knight. You understand? Like if you watch Cyber Knight's videos, he's super monotone. I'll be worse than that because I'll be like, oh, cool, all right. I wouldn't be that crazy about it if that makes sense. You ever ordered something and it got lost in transit? If so, what's the worst and most anticipated item you never received? Um, so there was a couple of stuff that got lost in the mail, but the biggest one I lost like 3 grand on. I already told this story before, but I ordered Duelist Genesis first edition packs. I think I paid like $100 a pack, and I bought like 30 packs. And the guy who middlemans for me, he left on vacation, and I thought that FedEx would hold it at the location. They didn't. They sent it back to the seller. The seller is a scumbag, and he basically kept the item and kept the money. And I basically lost like 3 grand. That was kind of super disappointing. I was really like kind of upset with myself that I allowed that to happen. There was nothing I can do about it. Like, so yeah, it was kind of, that was one of the worst ones where it's like, damn, like, that was yeah, that was super upsetting. That was, I think that's the most memorable one where I lost something in transit, and yeah, it got stolen. Um, Starlight Stardust or Collector Rare? Which one to get? Starlight, of course. I think Starlight Stardust is amazing. They did an amazing job on that card. Same with Black Rose. Opinions on the cards already being damaged when being freshly pulled, especially in recent sets. I mean, what can I say, man? Like, the reason I'm not buying current stuff is because I don't want to support the bad practices of Konami. I'm not the type that allows a company to get away with it just because I'm emotional towards the item. You understand? Like, if I feel like you're screwing around, I'm not gonna give you my money. You understand? That's my way of voting you out, or voting your incompetence out. And I'm not gonna give them my money if it means that they're gonna just put out garbage and expect me to buy it. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm not emotional like that. I don't I love Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm not willing to compromise my beliefs for Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? Like, if you're putting out garbage, I'm not gonna give you my money. I'm sorry. You gotta get your act together before I do that. So that's the main reason why I don't buy Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment. Um, are you not collecting the Blue Eyes and Dark Magician Girl from Ghost in the Past too? I might pick them up, but again, like, is by collect. Okay, look, this is what I mean by collecting. Collecting means I'm looking every single day to try and buy the thing. You understand? That's my type of collecting. Like, every day I log into eBay and I try to find the thing that I'm looking for. When I with these things, if they come my way, I'll pick them up. If they don't, I'm okay. Like, I'm not gonna have a headache over them. I'm not gonna, be like, damn it, why? Where is where's my stuff? You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by collecting. By collecting, I truly mean passionate time investment into the thing, trying to find the perfect condition item for my collection. Um, yeah, like with those ghosts from the past ones, I like them. They're cool, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over it if I don't get them right now. Like, I can wait until they are, walking right into my collection, if that makes sense. um, I hear you. Can't fake reactions. Yeah, you really can't. And I don't want to be that type of channel where it's like I'm just faking shit. Do you prefer ghost rares as synchro monsters? I do, because they're white. Absolutely. I said it in my ghost rare video. I think the only ghost rares that really count are synchros, because the all white card really looks like it's a ghostly. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, that's my opinion on that. That's why I only collect Ghost Rare synchros and like the misprint. I don't really like Honest Ghost Rare. I don't really like Rainbow Neos Ghost Rare. I especially don't like Rainbow Neos Ghost Rare. I hate Fusion Ghost Rares. Like, it looks so bad. So I try to only stick with the synchros. Would you still collect Starlight Blue Eyes if it wasn't SDK art? Probably not. Damn, shaking my head. Congrats on 6K. I was here for the 5K Q&A you had too. Getting your subs up. Right, boycott Konami till they get better quality assurance. Exactly. To be fair, it doesn't seem you're too excited in your mail day videos. Yeah, I mean, I am excited, but I'm not like, again, I'm not like, jumping and stuff around. Like, it's just not me. It's very hard for me to get super excited. The only time I really get excited is sports, like competitive sports. If I win like championship or something like that, that's when you'll see me get hyped. Otherwise, I don't really do it that much. I love Yu-Gi-Oh, but I will never buy a Ghost Share Wing Dragon of Raw. That quality was horrible. Exactly. All these new cards, they just are terrible quality. I'm not supporting that. In your opinion, what's the lowest PSA graded to buy for something like DDS Blue Eyes or Ultimate Rare GX card like Air Neos or Horus level 8? So for DDS, the lowest you buy is PSA 9. For the GX ones, I would go all the way down to 7, honestly, because those cards are damn rare. So as long as you're getting it for the right price, I think PSA 7 and above is worth it for the ultis. For the DDS, you have to go mint or better. If you don't, I don't think it's as safe as the other stuff. Good question, though. What are your top 5 favorite dragons? Besides dragons, everybody likes Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Stardust, and Black Rose. I don't like Red Eyes. I never did. I don't like that bony type dragons, if that makes sense. My favorite dragons would be, I really like Genesis Dragon. That's a Shonen Jump exclusive card. I think it's really nice. What's another one that I really like? I like Genesis Dragon. I like I think it's called Diabolos from Force of the Breaker. I really like that one. What other dragons do I really like? Let me think. I don't really have that many. I mean, yeah. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. Yeah, I love XYZ Ghost Rare, like the black plus the ghost art. I think it's okay. The only problem with XYZ is that they didn't get the same level of quality in terms of Ghost Rare that the Synchros did in the 5Ds era. You know what I mean? So if you look at a Ghost Rare from non Upper Deck Entertainment and the Ghost Rare from Upper Deck, it's like night and day. Like you really can't compare them. And that's the main problem that I have with Zexal Ghost Rares. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it works as well as something like the Ghost Rare from the Ghost Rares from Synchros, like 5Ds. I just think that those work so well too. I remember when I saw those, I was like, bro, like they actually killed it. That's an amazing design. Like they really thought this out, in my opinion, at least. I love them. How much did you pay for the 2012 Judge poster? I think it was like $12 or something. It was a long time ago, man. It was a long time ago. I think now it goes for around maybe like 120, 125, something like that. But I paid like 12 bucks. Any Dark Magician beside SDK and LOB worth picking up? You mean SDY? DDS. I think BPT. I think BPT Dark Magician #1 is top 3 Dark Magicians. I like it more than LOB, to be honest with you. For me, I think it's SDK, BPT, DDS. Okay, thank you. I seen your page. You got the best price for that PSA 10 DDS Blue Eyes. Yeah, I tried to put it at fair market value. I wouldn't let it go for under 12 like on eBay because the eBay fees, but outside of eBay I would do like obviously 500 off. But yeah, that's I try to kind of put it like market price. I don't really go with like if it dips too low, I also not I don't match that, but I also if it goes high, like I also don't really go that high as well. Blue Eyes Ultimate, the GOAT. eh. Aside from Necroface, your favorite card is Magic Formula. What is the rare secret rare for GX that's something from Tayev or Glass? Yeah, Glass has the rarest cards in Glass has the rarest set cards of all time. There's nothing that really comes close. What would you value first at Glass box at? $2.5 to $3,000, I think is fair. A Nearman copy of Venom from Taya first edition auction ended for 152. I could have bid higher. Did I miss out on a deal getting it for 160? I don't really know. I don't really know that. What's it called? Is that the secret rare? Is that what you're talking about? I have a couple of them. I actually have a BGS 9, and you can get that for like. I mean, it's a consignment piece. It's not my own stuff. It's something that somebody's consigning, and I'm pretty sure like you can get that for like 250. I don't think. I think near me is kind of high. What 5D's Ghost Rare do you think look the best? I think Ancient Fairy Dragon. I like Black Rose. Nothing comes close to Black Rose. I have like 6 copies of that card, man. It's beautiful. What's the rarest MFC first glass ed first stone CSOC first ed? I don't think CSOC exists. But in terms of what's the rarest, I would say MFC first 24 and then LODT first ed and then stone hobby and then glass. But all of those, in my opinion, are S tier boxes. How much does it cost to grade a card? Something from Toronto. I charge people, so like right now the grading cost is $100. So the people who are grading with me, I charge them $125 plus shipping back to them. So yeah, I mean that's why I charge them right now. It's like $25, and then if they're sending like 50 cards, it drops to like $10 a card. It's just to make it worth my time, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's how I do it usually. But right now, I think it costs like $100. It costs them $100 to grade, like if you have your own account. Did you see that GX Ultimate Beginners Pack that sold on eBay a few months back? Yeah, that sold to me. I bought that one. DMG Dark Paladin seems dirt cheap for the amazing aesthetics. Was DMG that overprinted? I really like that card. That's the first card that I ever got in my life. Like when I first started Yu-Gi-Oh, that was the first card I ever bought. So yeah, I really like that card, and I think long term it has a good future to it. It just wasn't store exclusive, so it just sold a lot more. I think the sealed box is really good. Or PSA 10. Yeah, the Snake Queen secret rare card, and I didn't see any graded ones at all on there. Some were like raw copies were like 300 bucks. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, if you want, message me, like shoot me an email, and I'll send you pictures. I think I have a BGS 9 of it, like somewhere in my consignment pile. I haven't gotten everything up on eBay yet, but I have one in my consignment pile. If you want that, I can hook it up. Like I don't mind selling it for like market value. I don't need to get like that crazy. Favorite card of all time? Probably Magic Formula. Do you own a safety deposit box? Recently found a loophole where I can get one for free with my bank. Filled it up easy because it's small, but I wish I would have known about it earlier. No, I have my own private storages. I don't try to give anything to the bank. I don't give them my stuff. I don't give them money. I don't leave money in the bank either. Um, I'm anti-bank, so yeah, I just what's it called? Like I have a couple of storage places where I put them in different where I put different stuff because I didn't actually bring everything with me. Like in terms of all my boxes and stuff like that, I left them. I recently started renting out storage places because yeah, and then I'm armed and I have a dog, so that's like a big dog, and I have guns, so that's like the most I can do in terms of protecting myself. What's your opinion on the newer rarities, Starlight Rare, Collector Rare, etc.? Is there an oversaturation of rarities? Yes, there is an oversaturation, but I think Starlight distinguishes itself because it's actually damn hard to get. So, yeah. I feel like in the past year, a lot of stuff went down in value as the hype kind of stopped. WC envelope, Blue Eyes Platinum, unlimited boxes, starter decks. Yes, exactly, and they will continue to go down in my opinion. I think that um, what's gonna happen in next year is all of the non-collectors or the real collectors are gonna be dipping from the hobby, and they're gonna be wanting to liquidate. The people who were expecting to see like Bitcoin returns that came into the card game, those are all leaving. So they're gonna liquidate their stuff. Once that liquidation happens, so over the next 1 to 2 years, then you'll start to see another like kind of slow climb because there's no hype anymore. But right now, what you're seeing is all of these like hype beasts that are into Bitcoin and sneakers that think like they can just buy something and flip it right away. Those are going to be basically gone, and you're basically going to get that inventory. What's the price of Arm Dragon Level 7 Ultimate Rare First Edition? PSA 8 and above. In my opinion, I think those SOD Ultimate Rares are so damn like underrated. Like, I don't understand how a PSA 9 is like under $800. Like, that makes no sense to me. I think that it should be easily $1,000 because the PSA 10 is, forget it. It's like pop 5. I don't really get it, but yeah, for some reason it's not very expensive. So I don't know what the price is exactly, but I think in my opinion PSA 9 should be at least $1,000. What why Magic Formula? Any reason? I just like the artwork. I just think that the book is really cool. I think that the way it was used in the show is pretty badass, and the rarity of it just has everything kind of working for it. And it's a magic card, and people don't really like magic cards, but the fact that this one is so rare, it kind of gives it a little bit of flavor to it. I've been looking for a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and Toon World. Any suggestion on finding them for a good price? Doesn't have to be graded 10, even raw. eBay, man, that's all I can say. That's where I buy all of my stuff. I'm just hunting on eBay. I haven't been hyped for a set like Ghost from the Past 2 in a while. Yeah, and you best believe Konami is gonna milk the shit out of that. Like for me, This was even back in the statue game. I never show these companies that there's hype. You understand? I never show them. At least not from me. Because I don't want them to print that shit to the ground. I want it to be saturated. I want it to be like rare. I want it to be hard to find. But when companies see like, you know, the hype, they print that to the ground. Like even in the statue days, I would not pre-order until they set an edition size, because I don't want to contribute to them putting like an edition size of 5,000 pieces. You understand? So even with Ghosts from the Past, like when you watch my video, you can see that I'm being as objective as possible, and I'm not buying into the hype, because I'm sure Konami has people watching these videos. You understand? And that's how they kind of get an approximation. And then you have people that are saying like, you know, oh, I'm gonna buy 100 cases. You best believe Konami's gonna tank that thing, because they're gonna make it so oversaturated that you're not gonna be able to resell for at least 5-6 years. So yeah, that's why I never show these companies any type of hype. Do you believe Yu-Gi-Oh will reach Pokemon cards in terms of value, in terms of money value in the future? Like will Blue Eyes LOB ever reach 100K? I don't know, man. It all depends on how Konami markets the future. Like if Konami messes it up, it's not gonna survive. It's not gonna be able to go that high. That's all I can say. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I can see LOB Blue Eyes hitting 100K. I mean, I don't see why not, honestly. Like Alpha Lotus, Charizard, they're both like 300K plus. You understand? Magic the Gathering is not as popular as something like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, especially not with the younger generation. So it's like, you know, you have to kind of consider that. So in my opinion, I don't see why not, to be honest with you. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh over other collectibles? Yu-Gi-Oh is just the most nostalgic to me. It's just the one that I remember the most. I remember Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon games. Those are the two things that I distinctly remember from my childhood. I'm not somebody who actually remembers that childhood very well. Like I have very hard time accessing my memories from the past. Like I barely remember like 5 years ago, never mind like 15 years ago. So I don't really, but I distinctly remember these two things being a prominent part in my childhood. I don't remember much else, but yeah, I kind of shut it off, if that makes sense. Any chance you have an Armed Dragon level 7 for sale, Ultimate Rare First Edition? I don't have it raw, but I think I have a PSA 9 or maybe PSA 8 somewhere. I'll check. You just shoot me an email, man, and let me know what you want to pay. I'll let you know, hey, like, no, I can't do this price, or if it's close to what I can sell it for, I'll give you the counter offer. What do you feel is like the likelihood of Jinzo getting printed as a ghost? I don't know. I am not sure. Like 50%. Honest thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh Tube. I don't know. Are you expecting me to say something? He's all right. I mean, he's a lot more money oriented. Like you can definitely tell he's not as attached. Like he's willing. I mean, I'm sure he loves Yu-Gi-Oh for sure. I don't doubt that, but I could see that he's more investment oriented, and I respect that. I think that, I mean, that's his take on the hobby. Yeah, I don't have really any other opinions. Me and him have our differences for some things, but like I don't really follow him. He doesn't follow me. I don't know. I don't really have any opinions, honestly. I don't have any thoughts. Do you collect Pokemon? Not cards. I collect Pokemon games. I noticed you don't double sleeve your cards in your collection binder. Any specific reason? I explained it in my collection video, like how to protect your raw cards. The reason I don't is just because there's just too many layers and it starts blocking the cards. At the end of the day, I want to look at my cards, right? So if I didn't want to see them and there's so many plastic layers on top of them, it just makes it very difficult to see. So that's the main reason why. It's just hard to see. What do you like outside of Yu-Gi-Oh? Philosophy. That's my number one. Number two, I like. What else do I like? I like sports. I like playing sports. I don't like watching sports. I like playing it. Um, I'm really starting to like video making. Like I'm enjoying looking up YouTube tutorials on how to do certain effects, how to do certain things. I like shooting on like with my camera. Like again, I enjoy learning. Like whatever it is, I just like learning about it. If that makes sense. So whatever hobby I get into, I end up trying to learn as much as possible about it. And that's the type of person I am. Like once I get into something, it's like 100% or nothing. But it's very hard for me to actually get into something. So I'm very selective. But once I choose something, I go really hard, and you'll see it with my work. You'll see it with my presentations on like my Instagram, my YouTube channel. Like I always try to put the best quality possible that I can put out, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like yeah, that's my trait, if that makes sense. So yeah, I like to go hard at basketball. I like softball. I like anything competitive. I really like. I'm a very competitive person. So, like I told you guys know, like I'm a capitalist at heart, right? So, I thrive for that competition, and I try to compete with everything that I do. And sports is an outlet for that for me, right? Like I let out all of my competitive nature in sports. So yeah, I that's kind of that's why I gravitate towards that. And I have philosophy because I like to understand what I'm thinking and how why I'm thinking it. And I like Yu-Gi-Oh because number one, it's a good source of income for me. And hey baby. And yeah, that's kind of that's just like what I like outside of Yu-Gi-Oh. I get that. Thank you. I've never seen a PSA card in person. Would you say that it's just as easy to see the card as when sleeved in a binder? Maybe easier. Uh PSA cards don't do it the same way for me, man. Like holding the card in my hand just has like a different feeling. Like I you guys know like my actual collection, like the stuff that I'm truly attached to is my binders and like these stuff, like the historical items. I'm not really big on PSA cards. I don't really I invest in them because it's it's a good investment in my opinion. But in terms of actual collection, my collection is like pretty much all raw cards because that's the stuff I really like. So um, I would say that it's as easy, obviously, but because it's just acrylic and plastic, it's both plastic, but it doesn't feel the same. So if you like that feeling of the cards in your hand, there's really nothing that can beat like raw cards. Do you feel the Speed Duel GX is worth $30 in your opinion? I have no idea, man. I don't do modern. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest with you, because I don't know anything about Speed Duel. Do you think Konami is missing out on not capitalizing on the anime popularity rise in the West in recent years? Feels like the new Yu-Gi-Oh anime with new production would really bring hype. Yeah, I think in my opinion they should remaster it, cut out all the cringe, and what's it called? I think that it can really do well with the younger generation, honestly, because as humans, we like to collect things. Like even back in the day, like people would collect spoons or try to collect like stamps, whatever it is. People just like collecting things. They like putting things together and arranging them and organizing them and making them look presentable. Um, so I think that if they're able to tap into the new kids generation and have them collect as well by creating a new, like, and to be honest with you, it's not that hard. All you need is a bunch of animators. They already have the Kaiba and Yugi voice actors like on a leash. Those guys can't do anything without their permission. So it's like, it's very easy to do. And I would suggest they do it before those guys like retire and get out of the voice acting, because I don't think you can have a Yugi without that English dub voice. Like that voice is remarkable. Like even the Japanese dub, it doesn't really come close to what's it called, to the English dub, in my opinion. I think those two voice actors fit perfectly. The Joey Wheeler we could do without, you know what I mean? Like we can do without the Brooklyn accent, but but Yugi and Kaiba, man, in my opinion, they're absolute staples to the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and I think that they should, you know, redo it with higher quality animation and the same voice acting. I think they would do an amazing job. What Japanese dark magician girl is the most underrated? Value for money. I think the 20th anniversary is the best value for money in my opinion in terms of rarity. What is the best place to buy higher end raw cards, potentially to grade? I feel like eBay tends to have terrible offers and poorly photographed cards. That's where I buy. I don't know anything other than eBay. Omar is so competitive when he coaches little league teams. He'll put himself in to get the W. Exactly, dude. I gotta beat these little kids. F them kids. Do you think Speed Duel and Rush Duel is ruining Yu-Gi-Oh, man? I really can't tell you, man. I don't know. I don't follow those, so I don't know. Hey, man, what's going on? Congrats on 6K. You're growing at a good rate. What do you think of the 8K printers? Are they on the level of ownage? My man, I'm completely like before I was like this on the statue game. Now I'm like here. I honestly don't know anything. I don't know what 8K printers are. No idea. I haven't been in the game in a minute, man. I'm sorry. I can't help you, man. Celestial, hey, my man. How's it going, brother? Thank you so much for tuning in. I think 5Ds was the last good Yu-Gi-Oh anime. The series with more adultish characters, I feel, do way better. Yeah, I think you can't have children. You can't have the kid being, 5'5" or 5'4". You know what I mean? He can't be that tiny kid. He has to have a little bit of stature to him, because I think that, like, the thing that the original Yu-Gi-Oh did, right? We had the little Yugi, right, which was a child, and then Yami Yugi, as soon as he possessed him, all of a sudden he grows like 2 feet, right? So it's like, makes no sense. But then you get like kind of the little bit older generation looking at like resonating, while at the same time you get the younger kids resonating as well. But I definitely agree. I think that you need adults in the thing to attract adult collectors. Like Kaiba was that basically, right? Like Kaiba was the CEO of a corporation at age 17 or 16. I think, in my opinion, I think they need this. And I do agree that 5Ds, the characters, the way that they're so, they have that tall stature. You could tell like Yusei is like 6 feet. I think, in my opinion, that brings a little bit more maturity, I guess, to the anime. But then again, it's a children's card game where people die if they lose a card game, right? So it's like, how serious can it be, right? Like, how serious can you actually take it? Seeing those scratches on your first Ed Ghost Stardust hurts. Yeah, I actually cracked that one from a PSA 7. Spoiler alert for a video coming up soon. But yeah, I cracked that from a PSA 7. So In my opinion, I would say it's very light played. I don't think it's near mint, but I also don't think that it's light played. Light played means like you have to have some sort of indent or something like that. This one didn't have that. In your opinion, what's a good Yu-Gi-Oh product to buy for 500 or less? I don't know, whatever you like, man. You're not gonna get returns anymore right now. So if that's what you're buying for, you're not gonna get it right now. You're gonna have to wait a couple of years before you get returns. Hey man, congrats on 6K subs. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. What's your favorite ultimate rare? Test Tiger. Like Zexal conceptually was great with a number hunting idea, but the characters were literal middle schoolers and they hurt the anime. I've never seen it, honestly. I haven't even seen GX, bro. I'm a fraud. Do you buy a Dark Magician Ghost Rare? No, I didn't. What's your favorite? I already answered that. Favorite set in GX and Duel Monsters era? Favorite set in GX is probably Cybernetic and Elemental Energy. And then favorite set in Duel Monsters is Metal Raiders and Magician's Force. Besides LOB and MFC, do you see GX boxes largely overtaking GX ones? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do think so. Yes. It's kind of like Neo for what's it called? It's kind of like Neo from Pokemon. Like you can see Team Rocket and all those other ones for they went back down to like $10,000 a box, but Neo stayed at 20 to 30,000. So yeah. Hey Strictly, hope you and your family are well. Love your content and the 6K subs is great. Soon to be 7K. Thank you, man. Love the promo binder. As you know, I'm doing the same. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next one, man. It's gonna be nice. By the way, Kels, if you want to see the thingy, it's over there.
Where, sorry?
It's over there. The There's gonna be a lot of adjustments, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
What's a good nostalgia Yu-Gi-Oh product? Booster packs. Any Yu-Gi-Oh booster pack. Do you use Facebook? I use it only to be in the groups. I don't really actually use Facebook. What do you think is the best card ever printed? I think I have like what 15 friends on Facebook. I deleted mine a long time ago. I deleted my Instagram too, actually. I only have like Instagram for my business. What do you think is the best card ever printed in terms of design slash printing variety? I think Black Rose. Black Rose is both the best looking Alt-Type and Ghost and has ultra secret starlight printing. I agree. I mean, that's a great pick. It's hard to compete with that. You can say, actually, I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just say that. But I think Black Rose is a great pick. So yeah, I think that it's one of the best looking cards in the game. Do you know anything about MTG? Just Alpha and Beta. That's all I know. And Ultimate and Unlimited. For all the guys that have tuned in so far, I have a really nice surprise for you guys at the later on. Are you into MetaZoo? Not even a little bit, man. Not even a little bit. Quick question that you would know. Why are ASD first ed blisters so hard to find in comparison to the rest of the OG blisters, considering how garbage the set actually was? I actually didn't know that ASD existed in first ed blisters. I've never seen one. Do you have a picture? I've never seen one. Why do you think Konami doesn't reprint Unlimited Legendary Collection 1 Yugi's World Kaiba? They get scalped constantly in Walmart repackaged products. Konami would make tons of money. I have no idea. I think that they would be great products to reprint. I thought about getting into Mezzu, but I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, and I don't question why. Looking to buy some loose boosters from your store. Is there a benefit to ordering large volume? I mean, I can give you a discount. Also, you can buy from me directly if you want to save like eBay fees. I would also take those off. So I could probably do like 20% off if you're ordering like a bunch, but it depends what large volume is. It can't, like some guy messaged me, he's like, hey, I'll buy a large volume, 10 packs. I'm like, that's not large volume. So if you're buying a bunch, I can definitely do like 20% off. Favorite Insector card? Insector Hornet, bro. The most broken card back in the day. What are your thoughts on the interest rates hikes? Temporary. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that the higher ups are trying to crash the dollar. I am of that opinion. I do think that they are ready for central bank digital currency, so they have to crush the dollar in order to bring that. Now, they are raising interest rates, which means that they are not trying to tank the dollar. But because of what I just said previously, I would have to assume that it is going to be a temporary price hike, and then it's going to be basically wealth transfer 2.0, like how 2020 was wealth transfer 1.0, right? So who knows? Maybe they want to keep it a little bit longer, and if that's what they want, then they're gonna raise interest rates. I can't see them raise them past like 3%. That would be like catastrophic for the economy. Like you're gonna see red candles everywhere. So yeah, I think in my opinion, I do think that I do think that the interest rates are temporary for the most part. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep them going. Not only that, like most people don't understand what the interest rate even is, right? So all they will see is everything is tanking, and then all of a sudden they're gonna be like, why is this happening? You know, like the layman, the profane person, they're gonna be like, why is this happening? And they're gonna try and blame the rich, obviously, because that's, that's what they always do, instead of blaming the real source of the problem. So I do think that they're gonna need to keep inflating it until it's gonna be too late, and those people are gonna be like, they're gonna be caught holding the bag. So I do think that it's gonna be wealth transfer 2.0. It's coming. Sent you a photo on Insta. I'll check it out, bro. Sweet. Thanks for the info. Are you selling any 5Ds packs? I'm selling first edition Ancient Prophecy, and that's it. And I have a Drev First Ed blister. That's all I have. One of them. Everything else I usually send to Ruxin. Like a lot of those packs that you see on Ruxin's page, they're all mine. I agree with that interest rate perspective. Yeah. Are you selling any PSA 10s? Yeah, ebay.com/USR/strictlysealed. What do you mean wealth transfer 1.0? Well, in 2020, when they printed $6 trillion, that's basically them taking your wealth away, your wealth away, and giving it to the first users of the 6 trillion, which is basically the big corporations and government, basically. So what they're doing there is, when you dilute a currency, what happens is, so if you want to understand this, you have to go watch my economics basics video. I have a 3-part video on my channel. I should redo that, but I don't know if this channel can handle it, because it's actually growing now. But basically, when you print money, right, the first user of that currency, aka big corporations as well as government and banks, what they're able to do is spend it, right? Now, how are they spending it? They're buying assets. And then the people who are selling the assets and they're getting money, they're not realizing that the money is actually out of thin air. It's not of value, and it's basically devalued because there's more of it on the market. So what's happening there is basically all of the assets are being scooped up by the big tech and by the big corporations, and the people are going to be left holding the cash. Now, the cash is good and all, but the more you have of it, the less value it has. It will buy you less things because it actually takes time to make the assets, while it doesn't take time to make the money. So because of this, that's why I say it's wealth transfer 1.0 in 2020. What happened was they scooped up all the assets. Like, I was holding assets. I went from like 100,000aire to millionaire just because I was holding assets. That's not normal in a regular society. You understand? Like, I actually have to employ people. I have to work. I have to do all these things in order to achieve millionaire status. But anybody who was holding assets at the time, because they printed the money, all of a sudden they got bumped up another level because of the money printing. So you look at vintage Yu-Gi-Oh, you look at his collection, I'm sure it's north of $1 million. So he's technically a millionaire now, even though he didn't do the work that a regular millionaire did. All he did was have assets. So what they did was they transferred regular people's wealth onto myself, because I'm holding the assets, you guys are holding the cash. And obviously homeowners, they will accelerate their wealth growth by like millions compared to myself. I went from 100,000 to like 1 million. They went from like 1 million to like 100 million. 100 million, right? So the more assets you have, the more you're able to grow your wealth as they print more money. And that's why I say it's wealth transfer 1.0, because the wealth that was from the people who are using the money at the end, aka the regular people who don't have assets, they're basically taking the cash and we're taking the assets, and they're going to be left over holding the bag. And as I'm able to sell my blue eyes for way more than what I've been able to sell it before. However, they work a regular job. They're getting paid the same thing they were getting paid before. So their money or their time is worth significantly less now because of the wealth transfer. And if they do reprint it again, Again, that's going to be another 2.0 wealth transfer where you're basically going to be, I don't think we'll be able to sustain another wealth transfer, to be honest with you. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you need any more explanation. I got someone offering a Master Collection 1 binder on promos and near mint. What would you say is a fair price? No idea. Maybe like as in what, a sealed binder and then the promos? Or like the binder with the promos inside? If the binder with the promos inside, just add up the promos and then add like maybe $10 for the binder. Your political takes and your Instagram stories too are always based. I appreciate it, man. What's your relationship with Ruxin? He's just a good friend. Okay, I would say he's a good friend. He's a colleague, in my opinion. He has a business and I have a business, and we kind of can do business things together. What if I had $0 before the stimulus? Well, it doesn't matter if you have $0 before the stimulus. It's about how much you work, right? Like if you work for $20 an hour and I print double the amount of currency, now your hour is worth $10 instead of $20. In terms of purchasing power, in terms of how much you can buy. Obviously, the dollar amount is increasing, but I'm talking about purchase. How much can you actually buy with that $20, right? Like, you know how they say you could buy a candy bar for 5 cents in the 70s. Now you have to pay $1.50. It's like, how much can you actually buy with 1 hour of your time? That time is basically getting cut in half if they print double the amount of money. So that's why I say it doesn't matter if you have $0 or whatever. It's all about what your time is worth. My time is measured in assets. Regular people's time is measured in hourly labor, right? And most regular people, I mean, I was a regular person. I mean, I have a regular job and I still get paid by the hour. It's just that's not my main source of income. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Can't wait till I get RGBT so I can start GX. Got my eyes on some GX boxes, eye candy on your website. I can hook you up with CDIP and EOJ. So if you're interested in those, I can sell those to you. What is the market price of BPT 2002? 600 plus. Do you know Amanda Lepalm / Mana Moon Art? She's an amazing artist selling amazing Yu-Gi-Oh merch. Nah, could you link me, man? That would be great. I would love to see. How much is an unlimited sealed SDY? Do you have any? Yeah, I do. I have a bunch. You can find them on my store. I sell them for like 550 Canadian, so it's like 450 US or something like that. That's what I think is market price. Makes total sense. I'm still getting finance. Most of the audience is like in their young 20s. That's the kind of audience I'm trying to target so that I can kind of enlighten their mind a little bit. Because after the beating that they're getting in school, you need you need all the talking you can get in order to remove the brainwashing. What do you think will happen after Wealth Transfer 2.0? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. Like, maybe, there hasn't really been something like this in the history of the world. The closest thing we have is like Rome, and Rome didn't have a monopoly on the reserve currency, right? So I have a phone call. Sorry, guys. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how much of a beating the dollar can get before people say forget it, right? So if China if China right now says something like, we're not buying oil in dollars anymore, or we're not selling it in dollars anymore, or if UAE says it right now, the US dollar is basically garbage. You understand? People are gonna panic and they're gonna lose all their money, and everything that's pinned to the US dollar will also lose a ton of value as well. So yeah. What's the rarest English red eyes print in Yu-Gi-Oh in your opinion? LOB first, obviously. Where did you get your Zelda looking binder? I've looked everywhere. My Zelda looking binder? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. The book? Have you looked into the crypto market at all? Yeah, I have. I'm heavily invested in BTC. It's like 50% of my portfolio. The promo binder, I think. That's called Magic Formula Binder. I'm working on something on myself, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. How much are we in? 1 hour 32 minutes. You know what? Let me just show you guys the what? The samples. Why? Might as well.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
It's not that good anyway. It's just like early prototypes.
Still,
Wow.
don't spoil.
I was gonna show you guys the samples, but I guess I'll leave it for Patreon. But yeah, I have looked into the crypto market, and I think if there is salvation for us, it's gonna be in crypto, and morality, obviously. Thoughts on ghosts from the past too, especially Ghost Share, Blue Eyes, and DMG. I said it in my ghost video, man. Check it out. The promo binder, yeah, Magic Formula, yeah. I have something in the works for that. You play Flesh and Blood. What you think about it? I don't. I have a couple of boxes of Welcome to Wraith, but I don't have like too much invested in it. I don't really know. I don't play games. I feel so teased. Are you invested in other cryptos or just BTC? BTC, Ethereum, and Monero. Those are the three. So like BTC and Ethereum are gonna be like kind of the safe haven assets. And then Monero, in case I have to get off the grid because whatever reason, like my views or something like that, I need Monero. So that's the main three that I have. A lot of major investors expect another recession similar to 2008 in the next 1 to 2 years. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, you'd be a damn fool if you don't, if you think that you can just have what happened in 2020 and not have a recession after that. I think that if you look at, for example, the 2-year or the 10-year yield curves, just go look at them. They literally mimic exactly what's it called? It looked like in 2008. I think it'll be worse than 2008 in my opinion. I think it'll be way worse than 2008. I think that people are not really ready for what's coming, to be honest with you. Strictly just popping in to say hi. Hey, what's going on, man? Guys, go check out this guy's channel. This guy is one of the best guys in the hobby. I've done so much business with him. You know, I can't say enough good things. Go check him out. He pulled my favorite card on video. So, and he had a puffer to help him breathe. So I definitely recommend it. And Casual, the guy who pulled the formula. Yeah, so I definitely recommend you guys check him out, honestly. Are you able to say how many cards your binders will hold? So I can. I'm looking at 432. I know it's a random number, but I think it's the best balance because I saw the one that you guys saw, the Card Guardian one. And I don't think 20 pages is enough. I think you need a little bit more than that. So that's what I'm aiming for, and that's what I'm trying to work on right now. But yeah, so yeah. What would be the best thing to study in college in your opinion? This guy said don't go to college. Okay, so my opinion on this is you don't go to college and then figure out what you want to do. Or I think you should figure out what you want, and then if college is the way to get it, then you go. You understand? So if you want to be a doctor, the government is not going to let you be a doctor unless you have these certifications. So you have to go do them. Don't go into college and study something and then see what comes from it later on. So if you want to do plumbing, obviously you don't go to college. If you want to do kinesiology, see if there's a faster way to do it. You don't need to do all 4 years, waste 4 precious years of your life doing basically garbage in order to work, right? Like, in my opinion, I think you should see what is good for you, and then if college is the way to get there, then you have to do that. For me, I didn't want to do this. I did college because my parents forced me. You understand? And I failed. I failed twice, 3 times actually, if you include like a repeat try. They gave me another chance. I failed again. But yeah, I failed 3 times. So it's like you have to, if it's where you want to go and it's kind of a road to get there, then you take college. If it's not where you want to go, then you don't take it. That's what my opinion is. But in my opinion, I think the most important thing is you should go to work. Do you understand? I think the most important thing is you work, because then how you understand the value of time and money, and you try to not settle, right? Like a lot of people, the reason they get hit later on with kind of a shock that they didn't accomplish anything is because they get that job and then that's it. Like they lay back, oh, okay, I'm sustaining myself. Well, no, no, because if you truly want to keep accelerating and make yourself better, you work, you come home, you study something else in order to improve your skill sets. And then you slowly start upgrading your lifestyle, and you upgrade your potential, you upgrade your ability to think, your ability to make money or be rewarded with money, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think in my opinion, I think that college is one route. It is not the only route. It used to be one of the best routes back in the day, but now everybody's in college. I don't know if it's truly worth it anymore, if that makes sense. Yo, Kels, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you lower the the shutter, the front wheel? Yeah.
This way?
No, the other way. More. Good. And then lower the ISO.
I can't see, so you have to tell me.
Down. More. 80. Good. There. Thanks. Okay.
Good?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm making cheesecake.
You're lit, fam. All right. The glass box casual opened was legendary. Yeah, it was. Honestly, that was insane. What do you think would be the final straw to the beginning of the recession, i.e., housing market, loan situation? The market is dictated by the Federal Reserve. All right, that's what is the market. You can like it, you can not like it, whatever you. If the government raises interest rates, there will be a recession. If they keep lowering interest rates, there will be hyperinflation. It's one or the other. Like, there's no way to avoid it. Like, there's there's just no possible way. Either we crash upwards, basically hyperinflation, and then people ditch the dollar, basically, or we crash down and all the assets go down in price, and what's it called? We're scrambling to put food on the table. So it's one of the two. The final straw is just the Federal Reserve. Whatever they decide to do, they control the market. It's unfortunate. No one should be given that sort of power, but we are in this situation because we've allowed them to have that much power over the past like 30 years since the dollar got off the gold reserve. So yeah.
Wasn't that the 70s?
So, oh wow, 50 years now. I keep thinking it's 2000.
Oh, you?
I think that's when you will see start scrambling towards finding another asset, and that's where I think Bitcoin will come in. If we go into like the Stone Age, and we will need gold, but I don't think that we will go that far back. I think that it'll be a little bit more. I think enough people have prepared and they understand the situation. But by the way, like, I think it's too late to prepare, in my opinion. I think it's too late. Like, if you have not prepared before the news media outlets told you, I think it might be a little too late. But I don't want to be like fear mongering, dude. Like honestly, it's just my opinion. Like I don't really have a crystal ball to be able to tell you what's the future like, right? It's just my opinion. This may be a stupid question, but do you think will the recession? I don't know what that means, man. I got some glass special editions over the weekend. Do you think they are cool to hold on to or mainly open and hold on to strictly first ed? No, I think Gladiator's Assault is the best special edition box out there, in my opinion. Do you have a price for your binder? No, I don't. I'm not selling my binder. Affect card price. Affects card. Oh. Will card prices an older product? Absolutely, it will. Yes, it will. Jumped on. First thing I hear is people will not be ready for what's coming. Recession. Yes, a recession. Yeah. 432 would be amazing. I would actually be able to fit LOB and MRD complete sets in one binder. That's the idea. I just think that like 20 pages is just not enough. Honestly, I just don't think it's enough. I know Ruxin did accounting, but then later found out he was really passionate about Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think it helped him get off the ground first. Absolutely. Well, another thing is that Ruxin's father allowed him. His father owns an accounting firm, right? So that kind of gives. See, the thing is that a lot of people are against this whole idea of your parents guiding you to choose your passion. You know, in the past, the reason we had master craftsmen, the reason we had, master builders, we had master carpenters is because it was a family thing, right? Like the skills were passed on every single time in order through the child, and then the child improves on his skills and then he passes on to his child. And then you get things like the master woodwork that we see in like furniture in the past. Nowadays we have to rely on IKEA because nobody is a master of anything, to be honest with you. Most people are just, if they don't know what to do in their job, they're pretty much dumb as rocks. They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea about anything other than what their job is. And that's because we're corporatized in this world today, right? Like the world we have today is basically just you're trained in school from 0 to 18 to be able to do a job, and then you get to the job, and the job they train you to do this, and then other than that you're basically done. Back in the day, your father was able to give you a lot of the things that you can build on, and then you add your own talents in there, and then you become a better, whatever, like woodworker, farmer, and so on. So that, what do you call it? Hereditary? I don't know. That family kind of dynastic way of thinking is basically extinct now. Now it's like a father achieves a certain level of success, and then his son basically restarts with something completely different. With Ruxin, his father achieved a level of success, and Ruxin followed through, and he was able to accompany his father and be able to carry on. Even if he leaves YouTube and he doesn't require YouTube anymore, he can go back and carry on the family business. You understand? And I think that is super important in a world where, to be honest with you, everybody's so government dependent. Like, I think that this type of dynastic thinking, the ability to create a massive, by massive, I don't mean something like a lot of money. I mean massive as an amount of skill contained inside of your family, and have that family carry on that tradition is absolutely crucial in having the, like having really nice things, right? Like, do I want the same couch as everybody else? Like, is that really how you want to live life? Like, do you want the same building layout as everybody else? It's basically a prison cell, right? Like the ability to be able to buy different things and not just go to IKEA and get the same thing like every other person in the world. In my opinion, I think that's something that is missing in our society today. And I went off on a huge tangent, but I think that's why Ruxin was able to succeed so well, is because he was able to continue what his father was able to build. And I'm sure that if he ever goes back into accounting, I'm sure he'll be able to add on to all the skills that his father taught him and what he learned in school, obviously. Right? So, yeah, I think that's very important. In the next recession, if the next recession is worse than 2008, Yu-Gi-Oh prices will get crushed. Are you preparing? Yeah, I mean, I'm invested. I can't just like look. I have the idea. I have the belief that I think that recession will be bigger than 2008. But I can't just be emotional about it and just sell everything and hold cash, right? I have to kind of put the piece of the pie that is worthy of this theory that I have, which is basically the recession in 2008. You understand? Or the recession worse than 2008. So I would say that 30% chance up to 50% chance that we go into a recession like that. So I have kind of the preparation for something like this, which is basically, 5 years worth of monetary and food provisions already prepared for myself, so that if that is to happen and I can't sell cards, YouTube is not paying me anymore, whatever, or Patreon's not paying me or whatever, people leave because they can't afford it, which I totally understand. I have I'm ready for something like that. But I also don't sell all my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff because, again, I don't need. I'm not just gonna be emotional about it and just sell everything and just sit in my in my room, scared, waiting for a recession to happen, right? Like there's a level to tinfoil hatness, right? Like you don't want to go too crazy with it, but you also want to consider the probability of something like that happening. You don't want to go, again, the complete opposite of the spectrum, where it's basically, oh, the government will pay for me, everything will be okay, everything's a conspiracy theory. And then you also don't want to go to the tinfoil hat where it's basically just you stockpile food for a living, right? Like you kind of have to have a balance, right? Where's the probability of this happening? Where's the probability of this happening? And then you kind of move forward and you build your lifestyle around that. Hopefully that's kind of making sense. So yeah, I am prepared, but it doesn't, I think that your question is, how come you're not selling everything? It's because it's a percentage. It's not absolute. There's no certainty in life. It's all probability. Also, what else am I going to put my money in? Stocks are the first things to go down. So, like, I'm not buying stocks. Do you think we'll ever see a 2000 to 2005 era in which everyone played TCGs like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and MTG? No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever come back to that. What is the best way to prepare for a recession? Having extra food, having extra money in the bank, so that if you get fired or if your job, like, what is it called? Your job laid off. Sorry, yeah. If you get laid off, you're able to kind of survive. But the most important thing is, number one, you have to have a network. You have to have people that you can trust, and number two, you have to have skills, right? Because if you look, for example, in 2008, when a lot of the corporate jobs started laying people off, like Ford, GM, all those people, they had to come up with ways to feed themselves. And that's when they started offering their skills to their neighbors, and that way the money starts circulating a little bit and they're able to feed themselves. So you have to have actual skills to be able to allow yourself to, get paid, right? Like, people have to pay you. They're not going to pay you for just existing. Your ass has to actually have something that they can't do themselves, right? So that's the best way to prepare. Having skills and having a good network. If you had to sell your entire collection and keep one item, what would it be? My G3 Dark Magician Girl. That's the one I would keep. Can't buy knowledge. That's true. Came for a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. Stay to hear what your rant about society/politics is. Love it and 100% correct. Thank you, man. Are you into video game collecting? I collect some video games. Like, I try to diversify as much as I can. I have Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Fire Red. I had Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire, but I ended up selling those because I got a really good offer. But that's what I have right now. In terms of value, it's around 25K, 25 to 35K. Is there really only one first edition PSA 10 Ultimate Stardust Dragon? No, there's a lot. There's like 10 of them. It's just they're not attributed. Do you think GFTP will blow up in terms of price increases within 6 months, given the big chase cards? No, I don't think so. I think GFTP will eventually will blow up in the beginning and then crash hard, and then in around 2 years to 3 years, if there's no obviously external issues in the market, it'll climb back up slowly. I don't think it will blow up. No, I think it'll be super saturated. What do you mean by attributed? What does that mean? When did I say attributed? Could you tell me what I said? I don't remember. I said a whole bunch of shit. There's a lot of attributed. Oh yeah. That's what that's what I mean. Yeah, so it just doesn't say ultimate rare on the label because back then they didn't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. So ultra rares, ultimate rares, ghost rares were all Stardust Dragon. So yeah, that's the main problem. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there. I graded two actually myself that are not attributed. Thoughts on PS5/Xbox chip shortage? I don't know. I haven't really read anything about it, but you're gonna see shortage of everything. I'm telling you, there's gonna be shortage of everything.
I can't find cumin anywhere anymore.
True. Ultimate rare sacred beast cards are so hard to find these days. I wonder what the PSA 10s go for. They go for around 15,000. 10 to 15,000.
Is this too loud? Let me know. Oh, the light switch. Oh, is it too loud?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Cheesecake's on hold.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Are OG unlimited cards worth collecting and investing? No, they're not. Is there a card you've wanted for so long that you can't find? Not really. I found them. Do you casually play GOAT format? No, I wanted to get into them before I got into YouTube, and then YouTube basically just filled up the rest of my time. I wanted to, what's it called? Yeah, but it filled up the rest of my time. What are your thoughts on EN collecting? So the only EN stuff that I like is like DCR, IOC, LON, LOD, like the stuff that you can't get in the Forbidden Legacy as well as Master Collection 1. So any of those I really like. Everything else I don't really like. So yeah, I think especially IOC and DCR, I think those two are the best EN products out there. Fair. LOL. Yeah, dude. I mean, I spend at least like 8 hours on YouTube now, like trying to edit and stuff. So, most badass looking card in your opinion? Um, um, I always like Diabolos, man. Diabolos, or Diabolos. Diabolos. I think Diabolos looks really sick. Look him up. It's called Diabolos, King of the Abyss, from FOTB. It's such a sick looking card. I would love to meet both you and Sam in the U.S. Unfortunately, I live in Delaware. I think you're Ontario. Yeah, I'm planning to go somewhere into to the U.S., but we're just trying to wait until they lift like the needle ban because we're not allowed to travel because we don't have the needle. We don't have the jab. Can you open a pack? You pulled a secret rare last time. Uh, no, I don't have anything that's like worth opening right now. To be honest with you. Are there more famous people besides Steve Aoki investing in Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, I mean, I got messaged by like a couple blue checkmark guys to try and buy some stuff. So I think that there's, I don't know if they're on Aoki level, but they're definitely up there. Um, Diabolo's King of the Abyss. Yeah, Diabolo's King of the Abyss. I think it's just a cool looking card. Any special plans when you reach 10K subs? God willing, I reach 10K. I don't know if I. Who knows if YouTube says no, you're not allowed to grow anymore. But if I do hit it, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest, but I will do something for sure. That's amazing. Yu-Gi-Oh needs a couple of famous people representing Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I guess. I like as little hype as possible. I like niche markets. FOTB is an underrated set. I agree. I think FOTB is a very underrated set. I really like it. And the boxes are quite rare. Like, it doesn't have hobby and retail, but it's still pretty good in my opinion. Do you have any playmats? No, I don't. I have one from like the 50th anniversary of Shonen Jump with like Kaiba. Where is it? Do you know where it is, Kaz?
I think it's under your keyboard.
Oh, it's over there. All right. No, I don't have. I don't have playmats at the moment, but I had one, but it's kind of small. It's not like really a playmat. It's more like a mouse mat. I'm hunting Dark Magician Girl from DS1. What's DS1? Let me look it up real quick. What the hell is DS1, bro? Did you typo? I don't see it. Did you ever travel to Europe? Are you planning to? Yeah, I've been to Europe. I went to when? Like 2015? Yeah, 2015 I think I went, or 2014. Somewhere in there. I went and I went with my wife as well. I went twice. I don't know if I would go back to Europe. I didn't really find anything there. Maybe to do a collab like do you guys know that French YouTuber called Doc7? Me and him talk pretty good. Me and him, I would consider us friends. Um, I would definitely do something with him. Like no homo. I mean like just do a collab with him. It's like,
Yikes.
pause.
Yikes.
Do you think BGS is stricter than PSA? I think now they are, yeah. I think now they're getting to be stricter. Thoughts on Swedish Shonen Jump promos? They're okay. They're all right. I don't. The reason I don't like them is just because when I see somebody have a huge position on them, it means that it means they got to it earlier, and that means I don't like it. Question. What's up, bro? My question is, are PSA 9 first ed cards a good investment, or should I only do PSA 10s? Appreciate the time. Great channel. It depends on the cards, man. If you're buying like super rares from OG sets, obviously PSA 10. If you're trying to buy, you know, like ultimate rares, I think PSA 9 is fine. Thoughts on sealed unlimited Drev? It's okay. I mean, you have to understand, man, like 5Ds was printed to oblivion in unlimited. So like there's really not a lot of value in unlimited 5Ds. You have to go first ed on that. It's not like GX where, because GX is the opposite. There's first ed, but there's literally no unlimited hobby stuff. With 5Ds, it's basically a super short print of first edition, and then it's unlimited everything. So yeah, I think I would try to stay away from unlimited 5D stuff. I think unlimited GX stuff, like European stuff, is really good. What languages do you speak? Arabic and English. It's a limited Dark Magician Girl only in China, given by the new store opened there. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Call me Russell Westbrook. What you talking about, man? Oh. Yeah, I heard about this one actually. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. It's alright. I don't want to collect Chinese cards though. Top 3 rock cards to pick up under 600. I don't know. I don't know, man. What's the food thing you posted on your story? Looked like tiramisu. Oh, nah, it's called fette. I'll type it actually. You can look it up. It's an Arabic food. It's delicious. It's like bread, chickpeas, and tahina, and then butter on top and some other stuff on there, but those are the main ones. Yogurt, yeah. Best decision you've ever made and worst decision you've ever made when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. The worst decision I ever made was not buying TCA Gaming's first edition LOB uncut sheet. That is the worst decision I've ever made. I had the chance to buy it for $12,000. At the time, the market was non-existent, obviously, so you know nobody was buying anything, and 12,000 is like unheard of. And I made the stupid decision to not buy it. That was like the worst mistake I have ever made. I think that is like, that's the one thing where I'm like, damn. Like we were literally like almost closing the deal. Like it was like literally almost shaking hands. He was gonna let me pay it off and all that. And I ended up backing out. It was the worst decision ever. In terms of best decision, my LOB Blue Eyes, I bought them for like $800. PSA 10. Oh, you speak Arabic. Salam alaikum, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Wa alaikum. Assalam. Do you think we'll ever see a year like 2020 again in terms of collectibles and assets going crazy? Yeah, if they print again, if they print 6 trillion again, yes, you will see that again. You smoke weed at all? Happy 420. Time to smoke a J, play some Yu-Gi-Oh. Nah, I don't smoke, man. I don't do like those recreational drugs, if that makes sense. How much are TDGS boxes around? Like I would say like 500 to 700. Sounds nice, but sounds too complicated to make. What cards are on the sheet? I think it's like 3 of every card. It's like 30, 36, 4 by 8 maybe? 32? It was like 3 of every card. It was crazy, man. That was the worst thing oh, every time I think back, I'm like, oh my god, how could that happen? Ah. Is it me or 2002 tins harder and harder to find? To get even BPT promos are going crazy. Yeah, I think I told you guys. I think BPT 2002 are some of the best tins out there. Like I don't really think they can be beat. The only ones that can beat them is like the Rainbow Dragon tin and the 5D's first edition tins. I think those are the only ones. It makes no sense to me that, for example, German cards went up in price, although stimulus checks were only given to Americans. It's called a high tide raises all ships, right? So you have to understand if there's German collectors that collected cards, right? All of a sudden, the English ones are unattainable, so now they have to settle for German ones, and they end up having to go up in price. They're not going to go up in price the same level as the North American ones because that's the one that's most affected, right? What's the value on the sheet now approximately? I would say around 100,000, I would say. How many copies of those LB sheets exist? I think 8. It's probably been asked, but what do you do for a living, or did you afford your entry into the hobby? How old were you when you considered yourself financially independent enough to pursue the hobby? So what do I do for a living? I buy and sell Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I have a couple other streams of income like Patreon and now YouTube, although it's very small. Um, how do I afford my entry into the hobby? I afforded it by having a regular job. I did like sales. I did sales of jackets, and I taught tennis coaching. And I would get like $200 and I would just buy a booster box and I just set it back in my collection. Booster box, set it back in my collection. Slowly they started going up. Like I was buying CRV boxes for like $120. I bought a whole case for $1,200. A whole case of CRV hobby boxes. So yeah, and I just kept sitting on them. Like, and that's the thing. Like with sealed product, like as long as the hobby is alive, sealed product will always continue to go up. So yeah, that's kind of, and then I just did that until like 2019. I would say I was independent. I started in 2017. I just kept buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and just really not selling as much as buying, but I would still try to sell. It's just not as much as I sell right now because I'm buying much bigger stuff right now, so I have to come up with cash. Would you buy the LOB sheet today if given the chance? I can't afford it today, unfortunately. That was my chance. Like that the only way I can buy it is if the Yu-Gi-Oh hobby completely tanks and it becomes of no value again, and if Pokemon tanks because TCA is TCA is not gonna sell it otherwise. I had another chance to buy it from another person for 20 grand, and again at the time it was just an unrealistic amount of money, right? Like now, after like all the money printing, you look at 20 grand and it's just like, I mean, it is still a lot, but it's not like for me right now, 100 grand is like unattainable. I can't get 100 grand unless I trade for it. 20 grand I can buy, I can pay it, but 100 grand I can't. Back then, 20 grand I could not touch it. 2,000 I can buy. So it was unfortunate that that's what happened, but yeah, those two were like my biggest Man, could you imagine if I had two first edition LOB uncut sheets? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh, would you buy the I already chaz it up strictly. Thanks. Favorite OCG card. G3 G3-11 as well as Festa Blue Eyes. Also, Ultimate Rare Blue Eyes. I love that card, man. Ultimate Rare Blue Eyes is like, whew, next level. You think sealed ghosts from the past too will go up a few years? I already answered that, man. With the way the housing market is going in Canada, I think I'll live in my parents' basement till I'm 50. You know what's interesting? I was looking at like older articles from like the 70s, and it was talking about how people can't afford to buy houses. Okay, like they literally can't buy a house, not buy a down payment, buy a house. Okay, this is how much poorer we got in this country, and like everywhere around the world. To be honest with you, like that the wealth transfer that happened after we got off the gold standard is is astronomical. You understand? Like, imagine people were able to buy houses. People were able to buy houses back in the 70s, like cash. Now we're lucky if we have a down payment. You understand? Like, it's unfathomable to me how people don't realize how poor we've gotten. The quality of life that we have today is like 50 times worse than what it was before. You understand? And I mean, we can blame it on the boomers. We can blame it on whoever we want. Okay? But at the end of the day, in my opinion, we can only blame it on ourselves, because we are allowing this to happen continuously. You understand? When we go take a down payment from the bank, you know what we're doing? We're taking money from the future generation. Just like how the people in the past did the same thing to us, we are doing the same thing to the next generation. And this, in my opinion, is what's going to cause the whole spiral downfall of the Western world, because we buy things that we cannot afford. But yeah, I mean, it's very sad to think about the fact that somebody could buy a house in cash like less than 100 years ago. That's literally like two generations. And now we're lucky if we're able to buy a brand new car in this generation. It's crazy, man. It's unbelievable to think about. I can't afford Taco Bell. Bro, crying real tears right now. Yeah, I am. Yeah, those LOB sheets, man. CRV best set ever made. It's crazy to think that back in the early 2000s, we considered $100 to be a decent chunk of money. Now we spend $100 at a time. Don't think about it. 100%. 100 back then is 1K now. Absolutely, man. Back then, you know, if you if you told somebody a house is like 200 grand, they're gonna laugh in your face. You understand? Like, they're gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about, man?" Like, it's literally play that Russell Westbrook. What are you talking about, man? That's literally what they're gonna say. Now you tell them 200 grand, that's a steal. What's wrong with it? That's what they're gonna tell you. What's wrong with what's wrong with the house? How much do you think the Ghost Rare Dark Magician will cost? I don't know, man. I don't have a crystal ball. What would you value a first ed PSA 9 Ghost Rare Stardust in the current market? $3,000 to $4,000. Yeah. In the early 2000s, like, I was talking to a couple of my dad's friends, and they were telling me about like how life was back then. Back then, like, if you got $100 a day, you were like pretty much super rich. Like you were fine. You'll be able to have you'll be able to buy a home, all that.
That's what I make now.
You think Genament is coming soon? The hell is that? I don't know what Genament is. iPhone versus Android. I don't like a lot of the things that iPhone does, but unfortunately I require it for my workflow. I would love if new companies started putting out other OSs, but for now I would have to say Android. But I use an iPhone because I need the Mac in order to export at decent times. So yeah, so I'm kind of like forced in that way. Artificial AI grading. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Would you rather listen to Blink 182 or Weezer? I don't listen to either of them.
Weezer's Island in the Sun.
I have no idea. I don't even know who those are. Good day from Australia. Good day, mate.
Okay. And then, what type of accent would you say that was?
Australian, duh. That's why I said good day, mate. Wait, Kels, could you fill this up? I'm so thirsty.
Yeah.
Is that a giant tour guide? Yeah, it is. It's a giant tour guide, man. This card was so revolutionary for me. Are you going to bring back the PWCC monthly auctions? I don't know. Maybe I might. I'll think about it. Actually, I'll consider it. It's just these like lives are so taxing, man. Like they're super tiring. When I'm done with these, I usually just like pass out because I'm so tired. It's a lot of concentration for like 3 hours straight. Is there any card that you would jump at the first chance offered because of extreme rarity? Not anymore. I have everything. I have everything that I could want and need. Most expensive card you consider purchasing for your collection? I don't know. The only thing I would buy right now is Magic Formulas. I have everything else I want. I just try to stack Magic Formulas as much as I can. So, yeah. Favorite Dark Magician, OCG or TCG? LN53 is king, I think. I think LN53 is top 5 for me. Maybe even top 3. I think number 1 for me is BPT. Number 2 is SDY. And then I think LN53 is number 3. I just can't put him over the nostalgia of BPT and SDY. That's the only difference. But I think it is the best looking. I agree with that. It's beautiful. Oh wow, there is Ancient Sanctuary first edition. I didn't even know about that. That's crazy. I don't do blisters though. I don't like them. Did you see that resealed LOB box sell on eBay? Yeah, that's a courtesy of what's his face, that guy from Florida. A lot of people message me on Patreon. They're like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I mean, it's very fake. You can tell it's fake. Why did Yu-Gi-Oh make a comeback? I checked the Walmart and Target shelves and everything was cleaned out. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, a high tide raises all ships, right? Pokemon blew up, everything else is gonna go up with it. It's just like how why is Digimon freaking why is War Greymon Hollow like a $500 card? That makes no sense. Best place to buy booster boxes beside my local OTS. They're charging 2 times eBay, and I'm worried about online sellers are selling boxes out of cases where the Starlight has already been pulled. Dawn of Majesty. I would recommend you find an honest online seller. You know, I actually want to find a distributor so that I can start offering them, because you guys can guarantee I'm not pulling any starlights from these boxes because I don't give a shit about these boxes. Not even a little bit. So you guys can make sure you have that thumbs up guarantee from me that I'm not touching them, I'm not searching them because I'm not interested in them. So I'm thinking about it. I just don't know if I want to dabble in that game because I know just how low the margins are. And I want to focus more on YouTube. I want to focus more on my brand instead of, pushing out modern stuff. It's not a new question, man. Don't worry about it. I would recommend Sassy Auto. His business, in my opinion, his business is second to none. So yeah. Do you think birth rates will plummet like Japan because of corporatism causing separation of family, i.e., dual income earners? Very interesting question. I think birth rates are already plummeting, to be honest with you. Like, look, like you'll see on a lot of those conspiracy theory pages that they're trying to use the vax to kill you and all that stuff. Dude, these people, if they when they want to reduce the population, they don't do it like that. They don't do it like deliberately like this. You understand? They have to incentivize you to not breed. That's how it works. They have to make everything in this world, okay? If you guys tuned into my 5K live, I told you that the elites have a very strong understanding of karmic law. You understand? They have a strong understanding of that. They are not going to put themselves in a position where they are going to gain that karmic law. That's why they're not going to just inject you and kill you. You understand? That's against your will. And they're going to suffer karmic responsibility for that. What they're going to do is they're going to create economic situations where you're not going to want to breed. You understand? That's how a three-dimensional person thinks. That's how a chess player thinks, right? Like if you're playing checkers, you're going to think, oh, these guys are going to kill me with a needle. No, they're not. That's not how it works. These people, they have to make you not breed. They have to make you not lower the population, separate, etc., etc. You understand? They make you do it to yourself. So yeah, that's how like the depopulation thing works. It's not just stab you up. Oh, you're infertile. You understand? So that's one thing that I wanted to kind of preface with before I say that. Do I think that the populations will go down? I think they already are going down. Like they're going down. Go look at the charts right now. Go look at the stats right now. They're not obviously Japan level, where I think Japan is like there's more people dying than they're being born. Where it's like literally yearly the population is going down. And yeah, so for me, in my opinion, I think in my opinion, I think that the birth rates will go down, and one of the reasons is yes, the separation of family. Yes, I think that the fact that when you have something like this competition between the man and the woman, number one, they're fighting for jobs, but not only that, they're actually fighting for presence in the monetary aspect of the household. You understand? Like back in the day, that wasn't really a problem because one person knew to get money and the other one take care of the kids, and that way the kids are raised in a household where they know that their parents really care about them. It's not just toss them in a daycare 24/7. Just like I don't understand that thought process. Like, don't have kids if you're doing that. And that's actually what Japan is doing, right? Japan, the woman doesn't want to give up the corporate life, and I mean that's all power to her. That's fine. It's just I also appreciate the fact that she's not bringing children into this world while doing that. You understand? She's not leaving the children on their own while you go and get a corporate job, right? So I respect that decision making. Unfortunately, it's going to lead to population plummeting, right? And today the problem is that in our world, in the Western world, we don't have any class. So we bring children into the world and then we leave them on their own, and while we go chase money, right? And we leave them in these indoctrination camps at schools. We leave them at daycares from like the age of 3, 4. As soon as we lose like as soon as that child loses that cuteness bam, right away into daycare, right? Bam, right away into school, right? And they keep. I don't know if you notice it, like as the years go by, they keep bringing down the age of which the child has to go to school. Like in the beginning, it was 6 years old at one, and then they brought kindergarten, and then they split it to senior kind. Now the child goes in at like 3, 4 years old. Like okay, why don't I just give birth to them and then you just take the child? You just teach them everything. It's craziness to me how people don't notice something like this. But yeah, that's it's crazy to for me to. I don't understand how somebody cannot see what's going on. But yeah, uh, the corporatism, number one, like the chasing of money all the time. Number one, you're making people poor by inflating the money supply, right? When you do that, what do? You have to make people work more. Back in the day, people could live off of one person's household income, right? Like my grandfather was able to build a home on his own using his own money, build a home for 9 children. Imagine 9 kids. They all lived in a home. Imagine that. 9 children. Now we can't even afford to have two with 2 people working. Imagine how poor we are. Like it's craziness how poor we've become. That's a type of depopulation agenda where you do it with the people receiving all the karma themselves. They don't receive any type of karma on this because of this, because we're choosing to do it ourselves. You understand? We're allowing it to happen to ourselves. So this is a real type of depopulation agenda. Something like the abortions, like in the black community, for example, more kids are being aborted than being born. Imagine that. What kind of twisted world are we living in where more children are being killed than being born? It's madness. If you don't sense the evil that's going on, you're either super desensitized or delusional. Like there's no, yeah, it's crazy. But yes, I do think that birth rates will plummet. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry for the new question. I already answered that. Um, I have an EN Lost Art Dark Magician girl that's missing the slash between Studio Dice and Shueisha. Would you consider that a misprint? I don't know, man. You gotta ask the misprint guys. I don't really collect them. As someone who appreciates both the nostalgia and appreciation aspect of the hobby, if you were restarting your sealed collection, where would you start? Zexal boxes, that's where I would start. This is based on what you said an hour ago. There's a theory I heard that money originated because humans' propensity to collect. Yeah, when people worked back in, like, when we had, for example, like gold coins in order to exchange money, right? When you work, like this is something that's super fascinating about what you can do with if you control the money supply. There's something in humans called time, actually in any living thing, it's called time preference. Okay? This is the idea that a human being, if you ask a child to, if you put two candies on, like one candy in front of him or 5, and you tell them, if you don't eat this right now, you can have 5 later. Okay? The child, cognitively, most of the time, is going to choose this. Why? Because he has a low time preference. An animal has 0 time preference. An animal will attack you regardless of if you have a gun or anything like that, because it doesn't realize what's going to happen in the future. It's literally right in this moment. It has no cognitive ability to see what's going to happen later on. So it doesn't decide. So it decides on the now because it has basically 0 time preference. A child will think about it for a little bit. He'll still choose the one candy right now because, again, he's a child. His cognitive ability is low. An adult is able to, a human adult who is actually who has a proper brain, their time preference is usually very high. But the thing is that when you print money, okay, what you instinctively create is a society with low time preference. What do I mean by this? When you have gold, right? Gold is extremely difficult to acquire. What this does is, if I work really hard, and I acquire some gold, and because it's hard to replenish, like it's hard to bring back on the market, if I hold on to it, I technically will gain value for my hours. You understand? So if I hold my money, like if I hold my currency of exchange, aka the gold or whatever, Bitcoin or a dollar backed by the gold, whatever it is, I'm more incentivized to think about the future and save money for the future. When you have something, when you have inflationary money in the society, humans themselves instinctively start wanting to spend the money because they know that next year they're going to buy, I don't know, 8% less than the year before, 2% less than the year before. So what you're doing here is you're actually training the human psyche to have lower time preference. Eventually, what happens is you want to get the money and you sell it right away. Like in Venezuela, for example, or you look at Lebanon or any of the countries that had hyperinflation, they just get the money and they want to move it real quick. There's no incentive to save. There's no it's just incentive to spend. Okay? And this is the time preference thing I'm talking about, because what you're doing is you're bringing down the cognitive ability of these people down to the animal level. Not even the child, literally the animal level. You have to spend it right away. If you don't, you're going to lose money. And this sort of transpires to everything else in their life. That's why you see in a lot of inflationary states, there's a lot of theft. Why? Because people steal because they don't care about the consequences later on. They don't think about what's going to happen later on, or if they get caught, or if somebody stops them. They want to do what's in the now. And this is a time preference psychological damage that's done to the brain. You understand? And this is extremely harmful to society. Like you will see it in any famous go look at Rockefeller. He said, give me control of the money supply and I care not who makes its laws. I care not who makes its laws, because it doesn't matter. If you control the money, you're able to control how people move. You're able to control how people react to certain stimulations. It's incredibly powerful. And I mean, this is the main reason why when you see, like, for example, socialist states where they have control of the money supply and they print, always there's a ton of criminality that happens in those states. Look at New York, California. Those are the highest level of crime rates. Why? Because there's the lowest amount of time preference. People don't think ahead. They don't care about the future. I care about what's happening right now. This is what's important right now. So when you have a monetary currency, a currency that is backed by effort, backed by real work, you incentivize people to save, to think about the future, and you increase their time preference, and you make them more logical and more planning for the future. You understand? Their ability to plan for the future becomes a lot better. And again, you have less criminality. You have so much things improve in the world today once the money supply is like bottlenecked. Once the money supply is not just print whenever you want and people suffer, right? So that's very important in my opinion. I think this is why I say, like, if there is a world in the future where there is salvation for society today, it has to come through either crypto or we go back to gold, because either we go back to crypto, the technological money, or we go back to God's money. God's money as in the money that was here before human beings even existed and is going to be here way after us. The same gold that we use today is the same gold that we saw in ancient Egypt. You understand? That's the same gold. There's not even a single difference. It's the exact same thing. So either we go back to that or we move on to something that is similar to gold but digital. And that's what crypto comes in. So I'm not one of those guys that just pumps crypto. I look at it philosophically. I truly believe that crypto has that essence to it that can solve the main problem that we have today, which is the government being able to control the money supply. Because that's the number. Okay, like, that's just psychological. But don't even forget about how much bribes they can do. Like, let's just say that the voting system is actually real. All right, I'm not I'm not somebody who votes. I don't think it's real, but let's just say that it is. Imagine how many people you can buy when you have control of the money supply. Imagine how many people you can pay off. Imagine, like, it's just so much collusion happens. Imagine, like, the voters, for example, right? Like, why do you think every kid, every all these, why do you think the liberals always offer so much money or all these handouts? Because they're going to use the power of the printing machine to give that to them. Now, these guys don't realize that obviously they're getting robbed because the future generation is not going to be able to use that money. But that's another issue. But that's the main reason. They can literally buy votes by printing money. You control that. At least you have something a little bit more fair in terms of voting system. But again, I don't vote. I'm an anarchist. I don't believe in government systems at all. But let's just say that we have that. We can at least solve the corruption in the voting system by having fair, values representing instead of just who can print the most money. So yeah, that's I think very, very important to kind of grasp your head around in terms of that time preference thing. Look it up. It's incredibly fascinating how inflationary money affects the psyche of the human mind and how it lowers that time preference. That's why you see most rich people, they're asset holders. They don't hold money because they're not interested they plan ahead. They're not just, oh, let me get my money today, spend it, waste my money. You understand? It's very, very important. And honestly, it's, I don't know. I said what I need to say. So yeah, sorry, this is a huge tangent off of what you said, but yes, people used to literally work, okay? They would get gold or silver or whatever metal the society uses, and they would literally hoard it. Why? Because they know that it's hard to acquire. It's rare, right? It's literally called a precious metal. Why? Because it's rare. You work so that you can get this thing and hoard it and hopefully trade it for something else later on. And that's literally what trading cards are, right? Like, we buy them, we hoard them, and we hope that we can trade them for things later on. I remember when China had a cap on the number of males and females allowed to be born. I'm buying a sealed Stardust Dragon tin from Sassy Auto. It's beautiful. Yeah, Sassy Auto is a great, great guy, man, honestly. I cannot say enough good things about Sassy Auto. I actually approached him to do like an affiliate link with him, but he's exclusive to Ruxin, which I totally respect. But yeah, like, he's one of the few people I actually reach out for affiliates. No worries, thanks anyway. Do collectors favor NA prints over EU prints? Same market value. EU color is so cool. For alties, no, they don't. EU has more premium for alties, but everything else, NA is better. How much do you know about the Austrian School of Economics? Because if you don't, you'll like it. Yeah, Austrian school is literally what I study. I'm of the belief of the Austrian. I'm a free market enthusiast. I'm an advocate for freedom above all else, and I think, and I align a lot of my understanding with the Austrian school of thought. And this is out of having read both. Like, it's not like I just read Austrian and I ignored Keynesian. I read both. But Keynesian, to me, is full of it, to say the least. Do you have any BGS 10 or pristine cards? No, I don't have any, unfortunately. I wonder how the EU versus NA ghost shares will be, such as DMG and Blue Eyes and GFTP. Yeah, I have no idea, man. No idea. Any other great Yu-Gi-Oh sellers you recommend? Any other great Yu-Gi-Oh sellers? Me. Um, um, but I don't really sell my rare stuff. Sassy sells rare stuff. For me, I keep the rare stuff. um, who else? Honestly, I don't know too many. It's very very hard to kind of like tell you somebody that's like 100%. And I don't know anybody that like maybe Dolly's. Dolly's is another one that I really like, but their prices are pretty high. After looking at Pokemon's cooldown within the last half a year, how much of a retraction are you expecting for the Yu-Gi-Oh market? I think 50%. Honestly, I think 50% minimum. Like LOB Blue Eyes at peak was like around 100 grand. I know one sold for like 98,000. I can see that card going down to 50K. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that. DMG hit 25K at one point, and yeah, now I think it's like 12 and a half. I think 50% really. I know you said you don't want to be a pack opening channel. Maybe you can do a market watch on sealed product or PSA graded cards. I might, man. I might. The thing is, I do want to have kind of a specialty for the Patreon members because, like, again, I need to provide them some sort of value that I don't provide regular YouTube viewers. And the way I do that is with market watches, with these types of videos. So I'm not sure if I'm able to find something that I can provide the patrons of more value for, then I might do that. And I'll just do the market watch live on YouTube. But for now, I don't really have anything that I can offer them. Maybe I'll offer them discounts on my products in the future, like my binders and stuff. So maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Favorite food? Yeah, bread, yeah. Anything doughy. I love doughy things. And fries. Doughy things and fries. That's why I can't lose weight. Thoughts on sports card collecting? I don't do it, man. I don't really do this whole like you know how like so it's like basically trading in the stock market. If Zion does well, his card goes up. I don't really do that. I can't deal with something like that. Should I unseal a Monster Reborn Lost Art to grade it? That's actually a pop zero, eh? I don't think you'll be able to. I don't think you'll be able to get a 10, to be honest with you. But if you do, that's big money. What's your thoughts on Probstein or fake bids? Do you believe it? Why not? They have incentive to do it, right? What is this? Why am I sticking to this damn chair? Maybe because I'm sweaty. I agree with that analysis. I do believe we will see higher floors than what we've had in the past. Yeah, I think that it'll be a pretty big crash, to be honest with you. I miss them videos you made of those auctions that would be ending and you would watch to see what they would sell for. If you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I do. I do want to bring something like that back. I do have something for Patreon planned, but the problem is that I get so many Patreon questions that are videos that are video worthy. So I just do those instead. So what I might do is just answer them not in video form and just do a market watch video. I do want to keep it to 4 videos a month for Patreon because otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. Like I don't have enough time. Just grade the pack itself and sell that. Yeah, you don't think it's important to hoard cards for the next generation that has no interest for blue eyes for other cards? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll be able to hold them like the whole time. I don't know. I don't know how long I'll hold them. Like a lot of people ask me that. I'm really not sure what I would how long I would hold my stuff for until I get bored. That's usually what I do. Until I get bored of the thing and then I just leave. I make my exit. I have a gray hair. I'm getting old. Anyway, I'm gonna run it for another like 10 minutes. No, but I actually want their opinion views. Yo, give me the binder. I'm gonna show them the white one. Alright, let me show you guys. What do you think of it, by the way?
Is it not Patreon?
Doesn't matter. I'll give the patrons like a discount or something on this. I actually want to. Oh.
I thought they looked great.
Alright, this is. I'm gonna show you guys. Since you guys have stayed around that long, I'm gonna show you guys the binders that I'm coming up with. So they are squares. The reason I did this is because I think that you'll be able to fit the cards more comfortably, in my opinion. And then the zipper here is actually supposed to be white, but those guys, the guys in China, if you don't tell them exactly what you want, they go on automatic mode. So they put black zipper here, but it's supposed to be white. The binder here is supposed to be more white than what it is right now. It's just a sample product. But check out the logo. Wait, could you press focus on the camera? Check out the logo right here. This is gonna be called my Gardner collection.
Can you see it?
Do it now. Check out that logo. Nope. Hit record. Oh yeah, check that out. Oh my god, what the hell? There you go. So it's called the Gardner collection. Obviously, you guys know where that's from. This is that's good, yeah. This is Big Shield Gardner. But take a look at this. So it's gonna be red on the inside, white zipper, okay, white on the outside. Also, I'm gonna have a black version, so black and white. And then the inside is gonna be red. This is a velvet, thingy. And then white pages because I love white. And then check out, and then this is my company logo. I don't have too much branding because I hate branding. So hopefully like this is good. The reason I want to ask you guys is, could you give me the black one? Let me show them the black one. So the reason I want to ask you guys, this is because I have the option of putting the logo either at the top or at the bottom of the spine. So this is what it would look like at the top, and then this is what it looks like at the bottom on the shield. I can also do a round spine and also square spine. I like square, honestly. I think that this is super classy. But I know a lot of people like the round. So I'm not sure. I would like to get my viewers' votes. Comment down below like what you guys think. But there's one at the bottom and one at the top. And then this is what you're gonna see in the final product. So this is gonna be black with black zippers, red on the inside, and white pages. I love the like the black, white, and red theme. And again, this is my logo right here. No heavy branding. 432 pockets. And yeah, and also what I did was So you guys see this thing right here? I extended this more so that when you have these cards like this, it lays flat, like it doesn't have as much. I'm actually extending it even more than this. So the cards will lay flat once you are playing them. It's not gonna have like that. You know how like they usually do this thing? So it's gonna lay flat. And yeah, that's the binder that I'm coming up with. This is the Gardner collection. So yeah, just let me know. I really like the square because it really distinguishes it. All the other binders are always this, and this has a huge amount of like compactness to it. Like when you fill it up, it gets very stuffed. I think with this one, it leaves a lot of room, and because it's so like I don't know how to explain it. Like there's so much room here that the binders can fill up nicely without feeling like it's over the top. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be yeah, just let me know what you guys think. So the options that I have for that I have to choose from is first of all, tell me if you'd order black or white, but it's gonna be white, red on the inside, white pages, white, red on the inside, black pages. You can choose whichever one you want. And then here it's gonna be black, red, and white pages on the inside, black, red, and black pages on the inside. I'm gonna offer 4 options, and it's gonna be, I need to know if you guys like the logo on top here or on the bottom, or if you like the, what's it called? If you guys like them like here, but I don't really like them here. I like them on the spine. It just looks like a book, you know what I mean? Like you pull it off. And yeah, so it's gonna be like this. Super nice. There's nice velvet on the inside. Super, like, it feels super nice. Super, super, super. And what I'm gonna be doing is, you see here on this binder, what I'm gonna try and make this tighter so that it doesn't have this flap. It still lays flat, no problem, but it's just, you know, like I want to be, I'm a pretty big perfectionist, so I want them to be, yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be like, kind of like my merch, because I do want to sell stuff, but I don't want to just sell t-shirts. So I think that the merch, if it's kind of related to what I do, I think it'd be much better. So I'm going to be making these, and this is going to be kind of my unlimited version, and then I'm going to make a limited edition magic formula binder that I'm working on right now, and that one is in the works. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is, you guys have seen regular binder pages. I have these other pages that are a little bit more cloth-like, so the card won't slip as much, and I don't know, I really like this, so I might be doing this format instead of like the plastic pages. This is not like cloth, it's like a mix of cloth and plastic together, so it's not, it definitely holds nylon, yeah, it holds really well. But let's see what you guys are saying while you guys popped. All right. How many are you selling? Can it fit Pokemon cards? Yeah, so I made the pages fit like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards with the sleeves, like pretty perfect. In my opinion, I think this is the best fit. It's not like those Ultra Pros where the cards are like super loose, but I think that it gives them enough space and to breathe and stuff like that. Got a big shield there. 432 pockets. Yes, it's 432 pockets. Yes. I think that comes out to like 24 pages, I think, or 26. One of them. Looks clean. Looks green. Bottom looks better. IMO at the bottom looks more like a book. Bottom and square. Bottom IMO. Okay, so it's definitely settled at the bottom. I like the square, bottom. Bottom.
Square bottom too.
I like square. Yeah. Square spine looks clean, kind of unique. Yeah, it does. It really looks different than regular stuff. That's what I really liked about it. And One thing that I got on them about is, you see how the binder seems like a little bit not as tough? I told them, dude, I want you to hold it like this, put books on top, and I want it to hold the books. I don't want it to be flimsy at all. Possible to get logo embossing on the front of the binder as well, a little bigger than the spine. Love the minimalism. I don't think so. I don't think I'll do anything on the cover. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Like, if I do, I may just say Gardener Collection, but I don't know yet. Probably not though. Bottom logo looks better. Square, black, white, and red looks awesome. Omar signed me up for 5 black binders already. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. As soon as I have the final prototype, I'm gonna start taking pre-orders. If I'm able to get enough pre-orders, I'll be able to kind of expedite the process quite a bit. Wasn't you creating a magic? My man said, "Gee, wasn't you?" Yeah, I am making a Magic Formula 1 as well. That one is a little bit more exclusive. I'm gonna what's it called? Share my updates on that on Patreon. I agree with the others too. Now that I looked at the picture of the books, give me a promo code to the people in the live. Bottom square and black. I'll order 5 right now. That's most likely what it is. It's gonna be. I think that's. I like the squareness. It's gonna be kind of unique to myself, my brand, and then I love the white pages, man. I just wanted white pages so bad, and nobody was doing that. It really pissed me off. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Definitely will buy a black one. Bottom and square. Bottom, they're beautiful, brother. Bottom and square. All right, perfect. So it's settled, I guess. And I'm trying to figure out a material to put for the white cover. So number one, it matches the white pages. You can see like it doesn't match exactly. And also, I don't want it to get dirty easily. So I'm going to be putting like a type of plastic or something like a plastic infused fabric so that you can wipe it easier. This is it's like pretty much full fabric here, so I'm gonna find something else for the material. I like your gold logo in the back of the binder. Thank you, man. I really like this. This is like my favorite thing right here. Like, look at that. Ooh, so beautiful. Using your wealth to give back to the community by providing us with epic content for ourselves to own. Dude, I don't, I'm not that wealthy, dude. I know it seems like, but I'm not. Does warping impact the value of the cards? I'm talking about the minor warping that cards get when they sit in a binder. Not really, I don't think so. Damn, I would love a Magic Formula binder. Yeah, I'm working on that. Microfiber. Is it microfiber? Microfiber would be cool. I don't think it's microfiber. Is this microfiber?
It looks like a microfiber plastic one that you get to clean your glasses, but I think that's nylon. It looks like what we use at work.
It looks like nylon. That's what she's saying.
It's like what the inner pages are made of, right?
Sorry?
It's like what the inner pages are made of?
No, the inner pages are plastic. This is different material.
Yeah.
This is more clothy.
Yeah.
This is 100% plastic. When will these be released? So they're working on the stuff that I need them to fix, and then after that it's gonna go into production. But once I get the second samples, like the final samples, because here, like for example, like I told them to put it in the middle, and they put it literally in the middle of the page instead of like accounting for the zipper. So it's literally sitting to the right, and that cheesed me. And the image that I sent them was like a little bit tilted, like 1 degree, and they didn't even think to fix it. So I told them, I got on them about that. So yeah, the white pages are so sick. Black would have ruined it. Yeah, I think the white pages is gonna be peculiar to me because I think that I don't know. To me, I think that I like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and white pages, and you know the reason I did the red outlet is because of you know how like I use those red sleeves. It's like basically the perfect color. Ooh, dude, it's so sick, man. Like, I can't wait. Please no plastic. Make it from hemp. Maybe offer a version with a window on the front allows for a binder champion. I've seen some like this one right here. I've seen some with a window. It looks kind of tacky. Honestly, it looks really tacky with with this. I didn't really like it. The only reason I use this one is because it shows off the sample, but otherwise I wouldn't be using it. Is there a rough estimate for the price of the binders? So it's gonna be. I don't know really. Honestly, I have to. It all depends on how many I order. So if I get a lot of pre-orders, like I'm gonna see an estimate. Like if you guys can help me out, type in the comments like out you would order one. Okay, most likely it's gonna be around the $30 mark, around the $30 plus shipping. So if you comment down below if you would order one for $30, if I'm able to order like 1,000, obviously I'll be able to bring the price down. But at the moment it's gonna be most likely around $30 plus shipping. So yeah, let me know if that's doable for you guys, and if you would order at that price. Shipping is most likely gonna be around like $10, so it's like 40 bucks shipped. So yeah, the magic formula is gonna be way more expensive because that was like that one. The mold freaking cost me like $4,000, but this one is like kind of a little bit more basic, so I'm able to offer it for like a regular price. Yeah, so it's gonna be around the $30. Like at most it's gonna be like 35 if like PayPal fees and all that stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be around that $30 to $35 mark if I'm able to order like a lot of quantity. Like anybody who's viewing this even later on, if you can comment if you would order one or if you would order two, just so I can get an approximate number of like just how much I should make, and I'll be able to bring down the cost. The magic formula will be very expensive. It's gonna be like $100 binder. Like I'll show you guys. Like this is, it's gonna be made like with this type of. It's gonna be like 3D embossed and all that. Like the magic formula will be very expensive. It's gonna be like 100, maybe 120, because the freaking cost of it is like $65. So yeah. And yeah, I will offer international shipping. It's just gonna be a little bit more expensive. So I'm gonna see if I can work with somebody in the UK, and you guys can order with him. But I doubt it for the first release. Maybe if it gets really popular, I'll be able to offer it for more, for a little bit better. But yeah, the magic formula is gonna be super expensive. It's gonna be like literally you're buying like my Berserk books. It's gonna be like that, where it's like everything is embossed. There's gonna be a jewel on it. Like it's gonna be like very, very expensive, but it's gonna be limited. Like I'm gonna do 1,000 run of those, and that's it. Like no more of those. So yeah, but that's like a long way off because I'm actually gonna use the money that I make from this to buy that, because that shit already tapped me. Like that one's super expensive. So that's why I actually had to order these first, so that I can generate some money, so that I can put it towards this, because I'm probably not going to be able to profit off of this because I'm going to be putting everything into the magic formula binder. So yeah, but I actually wanted these to begin with. Like I told you, every time I always try to plug holes. Like if I see something I want, like I want white pages on a binder, but nobody's offering it, okay, then I'll just make it myself. And that's kind of what I try to do all the time. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I think hopefully you enjoyed that special reveal. I really like them. I love the way that they turned out. The logo is super clean. Yeah, I think I'm really proud of them, honestly. So yeah, thank you guys so much again for your support. By the way, Harrison sent me a $1 tip. Bro, that's like the first donation I've gotten, so cheers. That's the first dono I got. Open a pack to end the show. I don't have any packs, man. I told you, like,
If you did, I'd be opening them.
Yeah, if I did, like, my wife would be opening them because she's always asking me to open. But I told her, no, we're not opening today. But yeah, thanks guys. Honestly, I truly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next live at 7K. And thank you again, as always, for tuning in. All the guys that stayed here till the end, honestly, like wow. Thank you. Honestly, I'm baffled. All right, take care, guys.
Peace.
Oops. Well, I said longer.